Wanderers, welcome to episode 144, season 1, episode 44. The title sponsor for this wonderful episode of your favorite podcast is Southern Indiana Hardwoods. Listen, we enjoy dealing with folks that are just good people, right, Smoke?
That's right.
Nick Merkley is in that category of good people.
Good people.
You know who's not in that category?
Who?
Big Mace. Nick and Southern Indiana Hardwoods is your official provider of Green Mountain grills, pellets for those wonderful grills, and wood pellets for heating. Nick has been an excellent supporter of the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. If you are looking for a pellet grill, look no further than Southern Indiana Hardwood. The Green Mountain grill comes in all different shapes and sizes depending on your needs. The variety of pellets are unreal. We've got fruit wood in the shop, we've got Texas Premium, and I think we had a few others. Give Nick a call at 812-639-3974 or head over to the metropolis of St. Anthony and visit him at the shop. Thank you, Nick Merkley and Southern Indiana Hardwoods.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wandering Dutchman podcast coming to you from Smokers Lounge.
The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah. The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah.
Here we go.
Back again.
The torches are hot tonight, baby.
Season 1, episode 44. Just another way of saying 144. And we're here. We're in Smokers Lounge. It's a little warm in here tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
The old glizzy machine is giving off a romantic glow and a little bit of heat.
A little warmth.
But we got some dogs or brats or whatever Big Mace threw on there.
Philly steak tonight, baby.
Ooh, them are good ones.
A Dutchman favorite.
Very much so. We're here. Things are good. Life is good.
Hell yeah.
For those of you keeping score at home, it is Wednesday, August 23rd.
Back to Wednesday.
This episode will air on September 1st.
Youngest smoker's birthday.
Ah!
Labor Day, a holiday for all the blue-collar fellas out there.
Hey, May, some would say those at the street department are always on holiday.
That's bull, butter.
Hey, keep
Shots
them
fired.
keep that refrigerant and them ACs working pretty sharp there on them trucks for window time, pal.
Wowzers.
Hey, you mind passing me that coaster there, that spare coaster?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh,
Crying out loud. Throw it at the
that could have been a
Well,
mess.
put lids on here.
Mace, what you got going on?
It's hotter than shit.
It's hot, boss.
It's real hot. And other than that, we just been fighting the heat, trying to stay cool. I think, I don't know if you guys knew it or not, but we don't have central air out there on 1025. I think we've talked about this before.
That's a tough spot.
And I think it was a cool 87 in the living room the other night. And, but
I
it's
bet
not,
it still felt better than outside.
yeah, because it's not humid.
Yeah.
It's not humid in there, which, I mean, we make do because we got plans. Our canoe is pointed in a direction that it's going to be better waters, but we got to
You know that's half the battle.
row through the rough spots first.
Are you moving off of 1025?
No, sir, we will never be
Oh.
moving. No.
You just talking about buying a house near this guy. Were you mad at me?
No.
Were you just trying to hurt my feelings?
No.
Be
that
vindictive?
that was actually a suggestion that was made by this guy. And then after further review, I ain't leaving, bud.
Yeah. Okay.
I
That's good.
like carting over here. I like making a little jaunt. It's like a holiday.
Yeah.
You know, like you just
A little cruise.
go
to the
on a little.
countryside.
Yeah, and then same with him. Like when Smoke Dragon and the whole squad,
I don't know. He never comes out to my house.
when they come out to 1025.
when he comes to your house on 1025.
Yeah, and then you come down the hill
Yeah,
and everything because you got them damn dogs and bedtimes and like go up the driveway routines and all those things.
Here
you
we
know?
go. I'm a bad parent
one of
for
these
having
days-
bedtimes.
One of these days when your kids get older, things are going to change and then we can come.
Maybe we need to make a goat path through the woods It's not the driveway that loops around.
Well, no, because the lights would still hit it, and his dogs are
No,
like,
it loops you around the back of the house.
like his dogs are no way.
They're hyper vigilant.
They're like,
But you know what?
Navy SEAL dogs. Like they would know
if you went to
if you even
kick-
think about going up the drive.
But if you kicked in the front door, they would probably just, oh hey, somebody's here. But
I mean,
you
they
come
would
up
let
the
everybody
driveway-
know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we hope, anyways.
But other than that, week 3, was it week 3 of soccer down in the books?
Yeah,
Yeah, Chino Taco, huge hit.
didn't get a
Oh,
chance
yeah.
to try it.
Oh boy,
we had some
We-
crab rangoon.
yeah,
and
we had some crab raccoons and some
General Tussauds chicken.
General Tussauds, and we had Emperor's chicken.
What's
Made
Emperor's
from
chicken?
penguins.
No clue. It's
No,
not,
we know
it's
we
not
don't eat penguins.
Meat. It's not penguin meat. But no, so yeah, soccer was it was a scorcher this week. One of my buddies brought me a batch of micheladas,
Oh, yeah.
which was good. Do you know what a michelada is?
That's beer and tomato juice.
It's
and
something. It's a Mexican. No, I'm allowed to say Mexican on this because it's a predominantly Mexican derived cocktail.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with you on
That
that.
involves beer and then a tomato juice based cocktail mix.
Kind of Bloody Mary with a little beer.
Yeah, it was good.
Bloody
Really,
Maria.
huh?
I'm sorry.
A Bloody Maria. Yeah, but other than that, man, yeah, like after soccer was over, we had a late game last week, so we didn't get home till. Good Lord, it was almost 7:00.
It was a hot damn day.
Oh, we and the warden and I were there the whole time too. Like we never left. I got there at probably 10:40, 10:50, 11:00, and didn't get home till 7.
I tell you what, I think sometimes hell has more shade than that gosh dang.
Yeah, that's a tough spot.
Hey, it's all about like our week 1 down there. Like I gave some griff to some folks that brought the canopies.
We actually were offered
Yeah, canopies for all.
by
the
a
bitches.
fellow wanderer, which I will leave him nameless.
Yep. Mum's the word.
We were actually made aware that they were willing to donate a canopy per bench,
8 canopies.
8 canopies for the
the chillins.
for the kids there.
So why did you not take that up?
Well, because there's some other logistics involved, which we can
Oh,
discuss
okay.
off air. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's very
it
nice
was-
to the
but-
offer.
But yeah, other than that, it's hotter than shit. Please stay cool. Try your best. Take care of your loved ones and your animals, and get your pet spayed or neutered. That's all I got.
Thanks, Bob Barker. Smoke Daddy.
You know, it was I'm sure a good weekend and everything since the last time we talked here, Wonders, but last night was the culmination of something I've been waiting for a long time.
You let the liquor talk last
When
night?
I get rich, I still act broke. Wake up and put on yesterday's clothes.
That's right. Went and seen old Jelly Roll in Evansville last night with Struggle Jennings, Caitlin
Yeah,
Curtis.
dog.
Good night. Was that a heck of a
Did
show?
you get to see Bunny?
She was there.
Yeah.
She come out and said hello
she
to
gave him
everybody.
a hug.
She trotted
What's
out
the
there.
song?
I can't remember.
I can't remember what song it was, but I've seen some snatch chats of it.
We went, we got there early and walked through the tour buses. They had security guards there, but they weren't overly active. So we just
Most
walked back
security
around
guards
the
aren't.
buses. And Jenna got a picture of Bunny's new bus that she's been putting on Instagram
The
or
pink
whatever.
one? Yeah, dog.
But it was a great show, and I tell you what, they put on. First off, the Ford Center did good.
Usually it sucks.
I thought.
I
now,
think the Ford Center does a great job for concerts.
now I'm going
I
to
think
bring
they
this
usually
up.
suck.
I
but
went
think
and
it's
seen.
genre. I think it's the genre of music.
Well, I saw Hank Jr. with 38 Special there back, Lord,
Hold
maybe
on,
2
Lucy.
decades ago. Like, it was a long time ago. And you couldn't hear Hank Jr. You could hear all the instruments, but you couldn't hear him.
Well, but Ford Center's not that old. That would have been at Roberts.
Then that was at Roberts. 15 years ago? How old is it? Doesn't matter. I could have thought it was.
So I graduated from the University of Evansville in 2010, and the Ford Center was maybe 2010 or 2011.
Okay, this has been in 2007-ish.
Yeah, so you would have been at Roberts. Or
So-
Victory Theater there.
It wouldn't have been Victory.
Okay, so Roberts.
But anyway, then we went and seen Blake Shelton a few years ago with the boys there. Same thing. It just didn't sound great. Oh,
What?
when is it?
2011.
Okay.
What did I
right
say?
on.
2010, 2011.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
But Caitlin Curtis got up there. sound was not dialed in at all. You couldn't hear her for nothing, but drums were blowing the in-ear monitors out. But they got that better. And then Struggle came on. You couldn't hear him real good through most of it. And I was getting real disappointed because I was there for Jelly Roll. But he come out, and they must have just had it dialed in for his big ass. But, buddy, he can put on a show. He interacts with the crowd a lot, which was cool. It was just a hell of a good show.
There's a reason why Bunny is with him, and it's not because he's in the world's greatest shape. Like, it is... Well, he's a shape.
He's a genuinely awesome dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at.
As long as it wasn't money, because he was broke when they got together.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was helping him.
But, man, he just...
Which I think I caught that... Well, my phone, not that it listens, but sometimes through the wanders of social media, I'll get onto some TikToks where it's Bunny talking about how she met Jelly Roll or vice versa. Some of those deep dive interviews, and it's interesting for sure.
Oh, for sure. But anyway, I was just more than thrilled. Put on a hell of a show. Pyrotechnics, the whole thing in there. I kind of didn't think that there'd be flames in there. But by God, they were doing it. They were getting after it.
That's awesome.
And really glad I got to see him in concert. That was I was afraid maybe it'd be all his country stuff because I found him with that,
this long line of sinners.
Yeah, well, no, I thought it'd be that newer because that's what's got everybody kicked into this is his country type stuff. But I really like his, rap stuff from back in the day.
Yeah,
he led off with that.
Awesome.
Did a nice little medley of good '90s rap.
Ooh.
Started off with Boys in the Hood and then went through a bunch. It was awesome.
So he does a ton of covers with a little bit of originals.
He sang House of the Rising Sun.
I know.
Which we know is my favorite song of the whole, no matter who sings it.
Yeah.
And he piped up with that, and
Did you fangirl out real hard?
I got to sing.
Were you like one of them broads at a Taylor Swift concert?
No, but I was rocking out and singing along.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
It's the future of America.
The future.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I went and played 18 holes of golf this afternoon.
Yeah, good.
Hot day for it.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah, it's just running the tank on E, and I wouldn't do it. If I give an opportunity to do it again exactly like this, I'd do it again just like this.
So we're going to have a 3-hour show.
More than likely.
Hopefully. What's up with you, big dog?
Back to school. Back to school. School started back up. Second semester here. Taking a leadership class. And then
you'll do great.
I hope so.
You're a great leader.
And then a managerial accounting, which I don't know. I've thumbed through some things. Doesn't look like it's as in depth as the statisticians.
No, you'll be good.
As the stats. So that starts this week. Actually, I think first class is actually tomorrow. Which is why we're recording on a Wednesday. But
8-week courses, 12
it's 15. It's full semester.
15?
Yeah,
Okay.
December. It'll run till December. So that's going through. But other than that, just I just want to give a shout out to Teal Team 6 coaching staff. And I know it's one of your topics, but I'm glad we had practice yesterday. I know I'm not going to steal it.
Wow.
But I just want to, that's a tease, not a spoil. Another shout out to my wonderful wife. She has been less than thrilled. I got a golf weekend coming up this weekend. Going to be gone Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
How are you going to do class tomorrow if you're gone?
It's called this little cell phone gadget. I got her all set up.
Yeah, because she doesn't have to be in person.
Yeah, all online. So got it all set up, but she's been great. Her looks of disgust have been minimal. But we'll see.
Looks in general, though.
Man. We'll have to see how it looks tomorrow. And I owe an apology to you, Smoke. We were at soccer on Sunday, and you and Mrs. Smoker with young William walked by, and I failed to do the formal introduction of Papa Frank to you and
met
Mrs.
him,
Smoke.
at
Okay.
the Legion.
And
Jenna met him once at our favorite auto parts store in Huntingburg.
Yeah, Toys
Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toys
Yes,
Auto.
we
Love
met.
Toys Auto. I felt like, young William did drop a big chunk of his red popsicle, which I felt really bad for him because it looks like he was really getting after it. And it's funny because Zoe will say, "Oh, daycare or at kindergarten, William." I'm like, "Who's this William kid you keep talking about?"
Billy.
Well, she keeps.
Oh, wow, Bill.
Well, and I go, "Who's this William?" And she goes, "We've been to his house." And I go, "Wild Bill?" She goes, "No, it's William." And I go, "No, it's Wild Bill on the street."
Did he forget his backpack at school the other day?
Oh boy, was that a disaster!
I seen him get off the bus with no backpack, and I thought, that ain't right.
He come in the house all disheveled. I was like, "What's the matter?" "I left my backpack," and he just burst into tears. I'm like, "Where'd you leave it?" "At school." I was like, "It's fine, buddy. Like, you'll have it tomorrow."
Yeah.
And he just thought he was gonna be in so much trouble. He's like, "I got my papers to show you." And I'm like, "Well," and he wanted his folder signed. And
Oh yeah, you gotta
That's
sign
it,
off on
man.
the behaviors there.
Eleanor flipped out so bad the other night too, and luckily it was the open house night, so we didn't really spend much time. We didn't do no tarrying. We went into the old open house, walked straight to Ellie Bug's room, got her backpack, and split. Like there was no like, "Hi, bye, how are you?"
Yeah.
We got the backpack and we scrammed.
Well, and there's a few so Holland PTO, great organization, gonna support to the gills. Just don't ask me to,
I'm not working the PTO Fall Fest. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
got so much other things going
Yeah.
on.
Well, I'll write a check.
Yeah. Here's
But-
my $100.
I appreciate the Holland Town Marshal
Yeah.
being out front. He's a fan of the program.
T-Dog.
Yeah,
Trent.
he's a fan of the program. So Officer Trent, it's weird because I drive the Polar Bear, and it's got the old school 4 doors. So like every other parent's, I got it all figured out.
And
where
then
the
they
door opens.
slam the front door first, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
No, I just get because Zoe sits on my side.
Oh, yeah.
So I just get out. I was like, "Hey, honey, make sure go to the front." And Trent will be like, "Oh yeah, come on over here," because Zoe was a little scared at first.
Oh, yeah.
She's never
It's
had an
intimidating.
interaction with law enforcement before.
it can be intimidating.
Little does she know, old,
Just wait,
old
honey.
pops used to cross-examine them and ask
Just
them,
wait, honey.
why you were, being unfair to my client. But that's the old lifestyle. New lifestyle. We do a podcast. Hour 1. Let's go.
I don't know who's got it. Is it me?
It's
Yeah,
huge.
What am I reading?
My neighbor Matt.
Yeah, Krieg dog.
Guess who's back, baby?
Back.
Matt Krieg's back, baby. Matt Krieg of Krieg Insurance is back. Matt is our specialist when it comes to Medicare life and health insurance. Matt is committed to helping you find the best life insurance policy or plan for you and your family, your business, or your budget. Give Matt a call today at 812-684-9791 and see what he can do for you. Tell him the Dutchman sent you.
Hell yeah. Thank you, neighbor Krieg.
So as I was saying earlier about how insanely hot it has been this week, my wonder for this week is, and this is not, I'm not trying to stir the proverbial pot. I am not pointing any fingers. I am not trying to discredit any decisions that are made by medical professionals or anybody that has direct interaction with the well-being and health of my children.
Sure.
But my question is, are kids these days softer or getting more soft than what we were? And did we cancel shit back in the day because it was hot? Or is that something just new?
So we need to put this warning out before we jump into this conversation that we all put on our white New Balances, our crew length white socks, our jean shorts, and our best shirt to head on down to the local tavern for dinner on a Saturday night because we mowed the grass in last year's pair of white New Balances. Because this is going to be a get off your lawn conversation.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
But as I mentioned earlier in this tease, I'm glad we had practice because we practiced for 30 minutes. Jen and the crew, ton of water breaks, like they stretched, water break. Did a drill, water break. Did this, water break. And the girls were like, we want to run, we want to play, we want to do this, we want to do that. I had that exact thought of thinking back to when it was hot like that, and either parents didn't care,
I can remember,
or it's just I don't know what it is.
I can remember.
Well, I know what it is. Think about this conversation
there
through
have
the
been-
lens
there
of
have been-
lawsuits. That is exactly why
Yes.
it is.
There have been student athletes perish because of overexertion and heat-related illness. So let's not discredit for 1 minute the tragic loss of life that could become of these dangerous temperatures.
And we're not, and there's coaches that do it wrong.
Yes, there is.
And there's coaches that don't do it, but it is
So-
all about being afraid to be sued.
So the general question floating amongst the soccer board this week was whether or not we should send out a notification letting everyone know that the complex is closed. And I said, I've been on this board for going on 3 years now, and we have never closed the facilities because of the heat. We've always entrusted the judgment of the coaches. And that's the way I think it should be. And I know through the IHSAA and per their regs and SOPs, like there are standards, whereas like there's a lot of variables involved.
Yeah.
Ozone, humidity, overall temperature, heat index, the wind, the breeze, like all these things. Like there's this huge equation that once it becomes too hot, it's too hot.
I think it's like 104, 105.
Whatever it is. Yeah. So
Well,
like
we had a coaches meeting, and Coach B was talking about it.
yeah, so that's whenever they say we are restricting all outside activity. My question is, when did that start? Because that couldn't have been an issue when I played football, because I can very vividly remember being showered with vomit through a face mask from one of my best pals because it was so freaking hot. Like we were dropping like flies. Like they would we had to go into the locker room, but we weren't allowed. Like you go into the locker room, which is air conditioning, but you weren't allowed to take your pads off immediately. Like you would go in and you would have to sit there full pads for like 5 minutes.
Kind of assimilate to it.
Yeah, and then you were able to take your shoulder pads off. And then after 10 minutes, you were able to take your pants off that had your pads in it. You know what I mean? Because we wore girdles back then. Back then, you didn't. The pants didn't have all the pads.
sliding shorts that kids wear nowadays.
Yeah, like
that's all.
everything wasn't all built in. Like you had the only pads that were in your pants were your thigh boards and your knee pads. You took your pants off, then you had your girdle on that had your hip pads and then your tail pad. And then you're able to skin down to your skivs after, being in there for
20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes.
I don't know when it began to occur, but you can really start to trace it and see it is when kids.
It's 100% a trend.
Yeah.
And it is not good.
Well, it was kids aren't working outside.
What's wrong?
I don't know that I.
You agree?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree 100%.
That's okay. That's good. That's what this is all about.
Well, Dave, you hate sports anyways.
Let Casey finish, and then let's.
No.
you can be the-
Dave,
No,
Dave doesn't get a whole lot of time to talk.
You go, and then he can be the
your
equalizer.
thought.
Well, so what I was going to say is, if you look at, and if you anecdotally looked at kids that you know, and you could probably do this because you've got a high schooler now, not to put your high schooler on the spot, but back in the day, we went, in the summer times, we were working construction jobs, factory jobs, jobs where you were outside. And what'd you hear from your mom and dad? Hey, water, Gatorade, stay hydrated, do all these things. These kids nowadays, whether it's because their parents don't want them to work or they find these cushy white-collar jobs that they've gotten at 16, 17, and 18.
You said it.
Yeah, just because I knew it'd get a rise out of you, that they're not out in it anymore. They drink energy drinks all day. They don't drink enough water. They
Vape.
drink soda.
They vape.
A lot of them do vape. That's probably still very prevalent. But I mean, our generation, kids were popping Lortabs and pills like it was going out
smoked
of style.
cigarettes and put big old fat dips in. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know where you want to catch those stones. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, and so kids nowadays, they don't know how to be out in it.
Yeah.
So then the thought and trend is these parents see their kids being old lazy bones, not returning their cart, and so they say, "Well, we can't have them practice out in the heat. They've been in the air conditioning all day,
but
they've not drank it." You know,
The crazy thing though was, man, like when we would go, so the way it would work, we had two, like during the summer, like before school started, we would have 2-a-days.
yes,
Which they don't have anymore, I guess. Like
No.
they're not allowed to have 2-a-days. We would get up 6 o'clock in the morning. We would be in full pads, ready to rip by 7. Practice till 9. After the practice was over, we would go to my grandparents up there on 1013 North Jackson, jump in the pool. There'd be 6, 7, 8, anywhere to 10 dudes. Like we'd just be hanging out in the pool, cooling off. Then everybody would go their way. We'd eat lunch, go to work, do whatever we have to do, and then you'd come back at like 5 or 6 for the evening practice. And then you'd get up and do it all again. We'd do like 3 weeks of 2-a-days, and it was nuts. Like,
Yeah.
And then when school started, you can't wear frickin' shorts in high school.
Nope.
So you know, you because the air conditioning, you know, you're guaranteed to wear blue jeans. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I know they're not allowed to wear. We never did that, but where I came from,
Does Wyatt have to wear shorts or jeans to school?
he's not pants. He's not allowed to wear shorts.
Yeah, you can't wear. Yeah, so we could not wear shorts in middle school or high school.
I never understood.
I don't
that rule.
either. I don't get it. I mean, whatever. So like, you get out of school, it's 245 degrees outside. Yeah, we didn't have the locker room
No,
attached to the school.
what these kids got nowadays.
Yeah,
is,
it's pretty awesome. Good
Yeah.
for them. But we had to walk out to the damn classroom trailer when 500 degrees outside, barefooted in the snow both ways, you know. And then we would go to practice and just, I mean, was it not hot in 2000?
it was hot.
In 2001 to 2005, was it
was
not,
hot.
Was it,
It was
did
hot.
it not get hot in
Yeah.
August then?
It was hot.
So that's my thing. Like, I'm not trying to be a 75-year-old baby boomer
Just
here
go ahead in
that's
the
saying
mic and
that,
say, "Get off my lawn."
yeah, get off my lawn, you
Turn your
Zit.
dang rap music down.
Yeah, you zit face puke. But like, why all of a sudden? I know because studies have shown, and because of the tragic loss of other athletes due to heat-related illness. But like I think Casey had said earlier, it's got a lot to do with like the coaches and the routines and the things that you do differently. I mean, we're not going out there, you know, doing tackling drills for 4 hours when it's 250 degrees outside.
No.
My question is like, are the things that we're doing now for the kids, are we ruining them? Are we changing their? Are we trending there differently? Are we grooming them differently?
Here's where. So
Grooming's a bad. Don't use that word with kids.
No.
Grooming and
I
kids.
Molding.
Yeah.
I was happy to see, maybe not necessarily canceled, but when I saw that every day of the week was full pads for Weston, I was like, oh my God,
That's
going
going
to
to suck.
awful.
I said the same thing. Like, why couldn't we just go pro pad? Like, if you're going to go the same time slot,
Sure.
Change
so
it
I
up
was
a bit.
hoping for that. Like, okay, we don't need to be out there killing people. William, I honestly, and I know the coaches listen, so I hope I'm not wrong, but I don't think William had a practice scheduled this week. I think we just have the game.
we didn't have a practice schedule.
So he didn't have one to cancel. He's just going
What's William doing playing football?
soccer.
kindergarten?
Soccer, buddy. We went from soccer to football. to soccer.
Sorry, that's just the sports I'm dealing with.
Well,
now.
because
You
I
have
knew
to
William.
know which kid is.
William was
Hey,
at
keep-
football camp.
Keep up.
Yeah.
Keep
There was
up.
that picture of Wild Bill
You
holding a
have
rock,
to know
all 5 points.
which kid is attached to said sport.
I got it. It's not
So-
baseball season, so I don't care.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too worried about soccer because he's out there in shorts and just
Yeah.
zipping around. Or
Right.
Whatever.
Just doing Bill shit.
But
Bill,
you made
Wild Bill shit.
you hit the nail on the head. I think it's data. Because now, and I didn't play football, I have no idea.
Right.
But I think that like helmet technology and pad technology
Oh, it's
is
totally
coming
different.
a long way.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But I don't think that it's sports. I don't think that having the kids do sports differently than you did is going to change society. I think that society is changing due to other factors that
Yes.
is causing the change in
Yes.
how we perceive the importance of said deals and how we handle sports all together. And that's a topic I got for another day, is just kind of how we are.
So that's
Evolution of society.
it would be
into where
called.
we're
So
going.
I know this is going to be tough to listen to, and it may be tough to absorb, but something that my father has been saying for a long time, and other people have said it too, but it's I feel like it's called the pussification of America. And this all could be rectified by Casey turning
Staying off his phone.
Oh, I'm gonna find out what my
silent.
topic is.
So,
But yeah, that's
well,
I don't know.
threw hay, I threw straw and hay also. That was my job. That's what I did.
Dude, 700 degrees.
And I
like
had
when
heat
you
stroke.
looked
I
out,
fell out of a hayloft one time. It was awful.
yeah,
Never
when you
recovered.
looked
That's
out of
still-
the
that's
window,
still messes with
the hay elevator coming up into the barn, and when you were in the barn stacking, and you could look out the window where the elevator was coming in and just see that mirage coming from outside, like you knew it was
we never had
hot.
elevators.
effing hot.
Just threw them up there.
Yeah.
But
It's-
I couldn't see my boy doing it all like Wyatt. And I'll tell you, he's in better shape. Like if you just stand that kid up, like he's got visible muscles.
Oh yeah.
I
I was a fat kid. I was just a normal
And I
old fat
wasn't
kid.
fat, but I never had muscles. Like that kid could
He's-
outrun me.
he's
outlive
ripped.
anything that I had in high school. He could
he's
outdo.
a
I don't know how well he'd handle a bunch of chaffy, dusty hayloft
no.
for.
Couldn't hack
An
it.
apple.
Well,
because
Smoke-
they're not, I think it's got a lot to do with mental toughness.
It
too.
goes
Like,
back
I don't
to a
think they're
quote.
there, man.
Hard times make
There it
hard
is.
people.
That's it.
Yeah,
Good times
make
soft people.
And now, by golly, nobody give Wyatt a hard time. I know he's got some buddies that listen. I'm not saying I don't think he could hack.
No, because Wyatt will
I just
fight him,
think-
and he will stab them.
I think most kids is
With
just
this
not as.
dull ass knife that we used to cut
Chip
limes
off
2
ice.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
Okay, next time I'll sharpen knives.
please.
Anyway, so I think it's good that it's being taken into consideration.
No,
It's
I do
taking
too.
data.
You know
but I
why?
don't think that is changing kids to be. I think society is making kids less tough.
You know why?
But it's those parents that are doing it.
you know why I think it's good that everything's been canceled this week?
You don't have to go sit in the heat.
Because as a soccer coach, I didn't want to coach soccer, nor did I want to take old Tanya Tahoe, whose air conditioner is not the best, and sit out there at the rack and wait on the boys to finish up with football.
What are they doing at the rack?
Well, I mean, like just park by the rack. Like
Oh,
we're not
okay.
allowed to even look at the rack.
Thank
like
you.
just you know.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get it dirty there.
But anyway, that was my wonder, and I hope nobody takes offense from that.
No,
and
somebody's going to,
and that's fine.
okay.
That's okay. They can pound sand.
But I think
too,
it's a lively topic.
It's good.
Yeah, I like it.
It is. It's
something
big
that's new.
insurance
So,
companies.
anyway, what we got?
Okay, stages of marriage and relationship.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so here's how I'm going to preface this. So it was Sunday evening. The wife and I took the youngins out for a little bit of ice cream. Just spending some family time, some quality time. Because Lord knows that you never know when, and spend as much time with him as you can. So we were there, and there was a young couple that showed up after us. And I won't mention where we were at, but it's a local establishment because I don't want Angie Woodruff to be mad that I'm spending money at a chain. It was local. So we got ice cream, and the girl was dressed up
You
kind
mean
of
you got a snowstorm?
no comment, but I'm a Dole Whip guy. They had watermelon on tap, and that's what I went with.
Orange is my favorite.
I love watermelon. Yes. Get in a little cup and eat it. So anyways, she was kind of dressed up kind of for the hot evening. It was early evening, about 6:37. And young couple was there holding hands, making plans. And I started to think about like how far Janelle and I have come in that amount of time to where we're at. Because we probably used to be that young couple holding hands. It's 300 degrees outside. The last thing I want to do is be snuggled up to somebody sweating. And so I started to think about the evolution of relationships, because if I were them, I would say, I'm going to never end up like Casey and Janelle 7-8 years down the road, who are taking care of kids and looking at their phones when they have a minute and really not talking to each other, and they're sitting on the opposite side because there's 3 kids in between them. And I was like, I laughed at myself because I was like, this is the evolution of relationships. everything's all lovey-dovey. The honeymoon period, you call it what you want to call it, but I think there's a change when you go from being married to then probably children, especially if you have children within the first 5 years of your marriage. And then as you add more and you get to this other stuff, and a little inside baseball, my wife's like, when our kids are all grown up, like, I want us to go on dates now and all this other stuff. I don't want us to get the last one off to college. And then we look at each other like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, dear, that's what's going to happen. We just need to accept it that for the next 18 years, 20 years, 25 years, we're roommates. You go to work, you throw money in the account. I go to work, throw money in the account. We'll do family vacations. Every once in a while, we'll sneak away, just you and I. But I was like, we're here to raise these little tiny humans and do what we need to do for them, and then we'll reconvene our relationship. So I was thinking about it because I was like, how crazy
Do you
is
remember? Do you remember the story that I told about the time Justine and I went to the Schnitz to eat, and we were crammed in the bar? It was full. Everybody,
Oh yeah, it was the
kraut ball.
Yeah.
And there was a table of another gal and guy, and they were sitting kind of adjacent to us where we could both like really easily eavesdrop on their conversation.
Yeah.
They were talking about like, if anybody would ever touch my kid, I'd kill him and all this stuff, And they just ordered like a couple beers and an appetizer, and there was a kraut ball. And I don't know if you guys have ever had a kraut ball from the Schnitz, but they are
Good.
bangers.
Yep.
And like we kind of sat there and waited for like who's going to eat the last kraut ball, like who's it going to be? You know what I mean? And I'm like, are they going to cut it in half? Is the guy going to just take it? Is she going to not take it because she doesn't want to seem like a tubby bubby, or like what's going to what's going to go on? And I told Justine at one point, we were definitely far into our marriage by this point. I'm like, hey, you want me to ask them if they're going to eat that? Maybe you and me just split that sucker, or what's the deal here? And I exactly know what you're talking about.
It's just and it's not like it's not a bad thing.
No.
Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, as long as you can stay in touch with the missus and be like, hey, reports here and there. Like, even though we're taking our kids to that freaking swamp,
Total
wasteland,
dump. Yeah.
like, surprised the government
they always
hasn't taken
say,
it over.
You know what they always say, the number one cure, and this is going to get a little racy, but we are an
Intimacy.
We are a explicit podcast.
Oh, yeah. This is not for kids.
every-
Well,
everybody
you
knows
don't
that.
have to go there. Just say
I'm just
intimacy.
it's going to
helps.
say, the number one cure for BJ's is, they say is wedding cake. That's the number one medicine for that,
Oh my God.
Which I mean, I don't agree.
Those are old jokes sitting around the shop with the boys.
Yeah, exactly. The old locker room talk there. But I think it's hilarious when so Justine and I get such a kick out of, and nothing against it. We think it's great. It's awesome. It's a beautiful thing. But never have her and I ever went on a date together to eat and sat on the same side of the booth.
Never.
No.
I don't think I have.
No way.
Don't you want to look at the person you're talking to?
Yes. Instead of like looking at him beside, like, hey,
There's only
how's your burrito? Yeah, pretty good,
There's only one reason why you sit on the same side. And we're not going to go into that.
Well, the popcorn bucket with a
Yeah.
hole in the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that old trick.
Now, without mentioning names,
Smoker.
without getting into huge detail, there is a couple that live very
Getting into detail.
very close.
I'm not going to get into detail.
They live very close to the lounge or 1025, somewhere in this genital area, that you could drive by their house in the evening time and from the road, like, look into their house. And they've been married for a long time. Like, they have adult children. And they still sit literally right next to each other on the same couch every single night.
Well, that's great.
And I think to myself, like, I don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no way, dude.
I tell you, like and I'm going to say this because I know Papa Frank listens, and I know there's a lot of people listen. I love my wife more and more every day.
Oh, for sure.
I love my wife more now than when we got married back in July of 7 years ago.
Back a month and a half ago.
Hey, back in July when we finally got hitched after 3 kids, a house, and 2 dogs. We did a little things backwards. But anyways,
courthouse.
yeah, I wish the court. I know a lot of great people at the courthouse. There's nothing wrong with a courthouse wedding. It would have saved a lot of money, a headache in the long run. But it just like, I don't know. She has this big fear of, and maybe it's just because I'm a guy and I don't think about that stuff. But when all the kid madness calms down, that we're just going to be completely different people, and it's like, yeah, we're going to change.
Oh yeah.
Like having kids changes you. Things in life
Damn right.
change you.
Yes.
But it's as long as you embrace it. And this is for you young couples. I don't know which this camera, that camera.
Look at all of them.
Wherever Dave's going to send us to. Yeah. My advice for a young couple that thinks that it's all lovey-dovey right now.
Don't do it.
No.
Run now.
Stop it. But there is something to be said about embracing and taking on tasks and objectives and problems head on together.
Yep.
And I think as one that's represented people in divorces, a lot of times like divorce happens because you shouldn't have got together from the beginning.
Make date night a priority.
Just don't call it a date night because that drives me nuts. Spend
Really?
quality time with your wife.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I call it a date night.
I call it a date night.
Janelle knows like, hey, let's schedule a date night. I'll say no, don't call it that. We're spending quality time. If you have to put a label on it, that bothers me. Yeah.
Wait till
I
your
think
kids
I
get
like the
older.
label because there's labels on everything around the house.
Yeah. Wait till your
Date
kids
night
get older.
is so when I'm talking to my kids.
What do you
like,
mean?
It'll be date night.
What are you talking about?
What
Like,
do you mean what I'm talking about?
My
It'll
problem
be,
is
hey,
my kids
Mom and I
hear
are
us
going out to
talking
dinner.
About anything? Yeah, okay. You can't say to my kid, "Where are we going?" No. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're staying here.
Yeah.
Date night.
It's a date night.
Papaw's coming over to watch you guys. Just freaking chill out.
Yeah, just wait till they get older and they start grilling you like they're members of the FBI. How many beers are you going to have? Where are you going to go?
God,
Well,
yeah,
How
that's
you getting home?
Hey, that's because you guys are booze hounds in
Just
front of your
wait.
kids.
Just wait.
No, it is. But to those young couples out there, when life gives you lemons
Make lemonade.
together, don't try to take things on by yourself. Because I think that bothers a lot. It happens a lot. But yeah, I
love it. And you can see it. You can see it. Here's another thing.
I love seeing like young love out in the wild.
Situational weight gain. You ever seen that? Situational.
Weight gain.
Is
Yeah.
that
Oh,
a
I've
weight gain situation?
Huh?
No, buddy.
No.
Yours is because you can't stop shoveling food in your mouth.
Hey.
Depends on the situation.
Fucking put a sock in it there, Grandma. No, like if you see a couple and you went to their wedding and they're both like strapping, freaking stone cold hard bodies, and then you like they don't maybe they're not going to rush into kids or nothing like that, but then you fast forward 6 months, a year and a half, maybe 2 down the road, and they put on a little bit of them, a couple of them comfort LBs.
Them
You know what I mean?
LBs.
Like where they, like the guy's not out fishing and the girl's not trying to be fished. You know what I mean? Like they get, for lack of better words, comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Happens to the best of us, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. I think it's just part of it. That's the thing.
If Janelle came to me and said, "Hey, are you spending all that time in the gym because you're trying to look attractive for other people?" No, honey, I don't want to die at 50.
Justine says it all the time. Like the warden, she's always like, "Oh, look at that. They're going on a divorce diet," and I'm like,
now that's a real thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
There's a couple of
Yes,
examples.
sir. But mostly the guy, like when he goes on the divorce diet, that's because he can't afford to eat because he's getting his eyes effed out.
Well, that's because he picked a bad attorney. That's how that works. State of Indiana is very much
Tough.
a fair, equitable divide of assets.
Right.
Little free legal advice, but no, I enjoy seeing young couples, seeing the older couples out and about.
Hey, before you know it, you'll be just like
The people that sit on the couch together.
that's right, or you'll be like without Mama Mace and old Papa Mace. Different bedrooms. They got their own bedrooms.
Really?
Oh yeah. That's not a
But your dad's work schedule and your mom's work schedule back in the day.
Yeah, mom is
That makes 110% sense.
Yeah, like they are madly in love. Let's just say that.
Hey, and we support Mama and Papa
dang.
Mace because they've done
But
a
with
lot
the
for us.
whole in the beginning, the CPAP wars, that was tough because Mama Mace was without one, Papa Mace had one, and it was just tough spot, and like their sleep numbers are different. You know what I mean? And I feel like one of these days, I hate to say it, I hope it never happens, but I kind of sleep like a tornado, and she kind of sleeps like a log sometimes.
I've suggested twin beds that we can just scoot together when necessary.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I
when
don't
necessary.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yes.
Like,
They
we
all
got our
leave
own-
it to
we-
Beaver.
You're going to need more than a twin, though.
Well, we
get
got
our
Get your
own-
queens.
Queen, yeah, Queen.
We
get
got
your
our
queen.
own comforters, and everything. You can't
Oh yeah,
share
we don't
blankets.
share blankets.
That's wild. When you guys told me that, I was shocked.
Really?
Yeah, because
I
we're
just
all
get
on
so
board.
hot when I sleep anyway, and like
No.
another.
Our room is frigid cold, and
Last
Janelle's
night,
cold.
now there again, we're in the middle of this Satan's asshole heat snap here.
Yeah.
And last night was the first night in a long time that I can remember sweating in bed and
God, it's awful.
sleeping without a shirt. Like I'm always a shirt.
Really?
Oh yeah,
I never wear a.
I'm
Even-
skibbies.
Yeah, I never wear a shirt.
no way, dude. I always
I
have
toss and turn too much.
I have to have a t-shirt and I have to have boxers on, and I cannot do the whole no shirt thing. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
I'm in the skibs in bed.
Well, you when we slept together in Indy that time,
Yeah.
you were totally shirtless, and I was fine with it.
Yeah.
Until we rolled over and our penis heads. No, that's not. But yeah, no, I got to have a fan on. I got to have, normally when it's not 10,000 degrees outside, you could hang meat in our
Hey,
room, and the warden hates it.
By the way, hand up. I'm gonna take this one with this heat wave, because when we had that spell when that severe weather rolled through, and we had some of them cool, crisp mornings and evenings, I thought, man, it's way too early for this, but I'm gonna appreciate it. But if it is time for fall to start, I'm okay with an early fall. And I put that out in the universe, so this heat wave's on me.
Okay, that's fine.
Tough spot because
Yeah.
last week, beautiful.
Oh my gosh!
Like we could have
Yeah.
almost gotten away with having like an August fire.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought about it. I got some wood. I
That's
was like,
what we get for thinking.
yeah.
Hey,
But
Smoke Dragon.
Yeah.
you know what
got?
time it is?
No, we got to get his topic in.
No, I know, jerk. I was trying to.
Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
does it every time. I got to look up my topic.
Uh,
Oh, there it is. There it is.
what is it?
Okay.
Helen Keller.
Do you have, maybe you don't have a line in the sand. I have a line in the sand that is shifted. But where do you draw the line on clothes that are okay to wear in public and the type of clothes you should just wear at home only?
Are you talking for the opposite sex or like us?
Anybody. Just anybody. Like,
Here-
just for example, until like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Jen would always give me a hard time about it. I never really wore shorts until probably 12 years ago. It was always jeans and a long sleeve shirt or a cut off shirt, but I always wore jeans, never wore shorts.
Don't well, because you're bitch shins. I get that.
Finally get into wearing shorts, but I would never wear like athletic shorts outside of the house. That is just something meant for the house when you're in the.
Is that because if you got wood, you didn't want to be embarrassed?
I don't know what it was. I just never wore athletic shorts.
It was because he
anymore.
didn't want to be going by the park and somebody challenge him to a game of pickup and then look at his shins and be like, "Oh, that guy's got bitch shins."
this
No way.
guy's- He's screwed.
But
Yeah.
but in the last couple years, I've shifted the line, and now I'll wear like athletic shorts to out in the public.
Church.
Yeah.
Not church.
Next thing you know, you'll be wearing pajama pants after
Do
2
not.
o'clock.
Okay, now with pajama pants, I don't like wearing sweatpants in public. Like if we were here,
strictly because of the boners.
Is that what it is? I don't.
Oh, that's for
think
you
that-
to decide, pal, not us.
I mean, that's not.
No, here's the thing. Here's the biggest thing.
I just tuck it into my waistband, and it's no big deal.
Here's the biggest thing that I will say that this generation and like our generation has gotten wrong. When you look back to the adults of the 50s and 60s that were dappered up with slacks and button-up shirts
Watch
at
the
minimum
show.
with a
Watch
jacket.
the show Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah.
Well, even go later
That's
than
the
that.
20s. That's the
Go to
roaring
Mad
20s.
Men.
Yeah.
But like you look at that, that is the one thing, and I had in my previous career prior to where I'm at now, when I was in private practice, I used to go to court in Martin County, and there was a judge in Martin County, always fair, always well, treated me great. Like she treated me wonderful. But I had an experience where a client showed up in pajama pants and like a tank top
Nuh-uh.
at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
In court.
At court, yeah, for criminal court. And the judge at the time, ripped her up and down. And like I like wholeheartedly like agreed with it because like she shuffled in like she just woke up. Like, we're an inconvenience for your day. Like, ma'am, this is the Martin County Circuit Court. You're here for a criminal matter. Maybe you should care a little bit. And so it was amazing. Like, I knew I had good clients when they would show up almost overdressed because they cared. Mm-hmm. And that's what it shows. But I mean, you think back to the era, I can remember like my grandparents. I don't think my grandparents would leave the house without slacks and a button-up shirt, whether it's short sleeve, long sleeve, depending on the weather. And nowadays, I mean, and I'm guilty of it, I'll leave the house, like my go-to wear on a fall afternoon where it's still
Shorts and a hoodie, baby.
shorts and I got some Coach like sweatshirts that have a little pocket up front and like they're not
What'd you say?
Coach shirts, sweatshirts. Like, not like Coach, but like coaching sweatshirts.
Oh,
I wear 'em to coach
I
in.
thought you meant like Coach the brand.
Really, asshole?
Jesus Christ, you bougie ass bitch.
Hey,
Jeez Louise.
we're high up on the hill. Can't wait till the gate comes in.
I guess.
But
I don't think I've
Louis
ever.
Vuitton
I don't
undies.
think I can ever remember seeing my grandparents on my mom's side, Mr. Marvin and Mary Bailey. I don't think I've ever seen Grandpa Marvin in public in anything other than a button up. I know for a fact
yeah,
that I never seen him wear a pair of shorts.
But you know what
ever.
it is, and this is, we ranted a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna dip my toes in these waters, and I say it with all due respect, kind of like a bless your heart thing. If you're from the South, shout out to my buddy Andy McHugh, whose sister was like, oh, to Janelle, like, oh, bless your heart, sweetie. And then everybody was like, you know what that means, right? Like, you're that one. She's like, oh my gosh, didn't know what I did wrong. But anyways, you see these people.
What
They've
does
got,
bless your heart mean?
in the South, that's kind of like bless your heart. Like
You're
they're
stupid.
taking pity on you for something. Not that I think she was doing that to Janelle. Like, she's just being sweet because Janelle didn't do anything for that to be. But you go out in public today and you go to, let's say, Walmart.
Oh, God.
The bull nose rings, the lip piercings, the nose rings, the multiple earrings in the ears, the hair color that's just out of this world, face tattoos, neck tattoos, general appearance of things. And I know Walmart's not a good, clean population or sample size for us to look at. But this day and age, I don't think people give a damn what they look like out in public. And I'll be the first, like, hands up, if I was in the office on a Friday, I was in shorts and a golf polo shirt. If I saw clients, I saw clients. If I didn't, I didn't. But that's my personality.
Well, see,
but I was never a complete bum.
David's all in on face tats.
You're all in on face tats?
I'd get a face tat if it was the right face tat.
Shut the hell up.
No,
Like the state of Indiana where a teardrop would be.
We've already covered this.
Not one.
I
I'm
will
not
pay
above
for you to
face
get a face tat.
Jenna will not allow it.
Oh, that's funny because somebody has set up the guardrails to make sure so you can say this. Yeah, so you can say, I get a face tat.
So with tattoos and piercings, like so we had a guy that we used to work with, shout out Tackle Box. We called him Tackle Box because he had so many piercings in his face that he looked like a tackle box, you know? But then, like, for me, my parents always told me, don't ever get a tattoo that you can't hide from a judge.
Well, yeah, but that's knowing you. There's a good chance you were going to end up in front of a judge.
For sure.
I think that's
For
changed, though, too. I don't think that's a problem anymore.
I don't give a shit what I look like when I am in some place where I don't have to give a shit what I look like.
Where's that at, though?
Fourth Fridays, going out to dinner. Like I went out to eat the
You
other
care
night.
about what you look like when you go out to dinner.
When I left the other night.
Your wife does.
Yeah. When I left.
See, again, it's almost like the same thing with him with
When
the
I
face
left
tat.
last Friday night, when we went to the Fourth Fridays, or last Friday night when I got done mowing and painting, we went to the Gaslight to eat supper with my brother. Just me and Eleanor and anyway, long story
Shout
short,
out Arkansas.
like I was covered in disgusting sweat, white paint, just looked like an absolute pile
Yeah,
of
but
shit.
you look like you just got done from work.
Yes, that's what I'm
There's a
saying.
difference of where you're going.
How do you figure though?
If you look like you just got done working versus just got up
Would you
out
look
of
at
bed,
me? Would you look at me the same as if I had left work covered in shit, completely disheveled, stink, just been shoveling asphalt all day, reek like diesel fuel, and I came into the courtroom? Would you look at me the same with that?
That is a different, because,
You-
I mean,
you
you're
think
still
so?
providing.
You think so?
Yeah, you're
It's
going
like-
to work.
It's like
I'm
that
talking
fella
about
that took his kid to the UK game, the coal mine.
Yeah, guy that showed up.
Yeah.
And the story behind that seems legitimately a good story. Right. I'm talking about the son of a bitch that
There it is.
does the
Because-
piercing, does the
now
hair
listen,
coloring.
now listen, hold
and
on.
then they bitch because they can't get hired, and it's like, where do you want us to put you?
Right. So
where do you want us to put you
So
where
my
somebody's
thing
not going to
was
look at
though,
you like, you're crazy?
somebody told me the other day, like a funeral home.
Not the place for purple hair.
Have you ever wore shorts to a funeral?
No.
I have.
Long breeches.
You ever drink beer at a funeral home?
Yes.
I have too. But what I'm saying is, why could you drink beer at a funeral home?
Because of the person we were there for, it fit the motive.
And do you think that guy that was
teeth.
laying in that box dead gave a damn if you were wearing
No.
shorts or not?
No.
So then why does it matter if you wear shorts at a funeral home?
I just never do.
I know.
just try to.
I mean, I have.
just try
That's
to.
what I'm saying. I have.
I get it, but you're
Yeah.
the ultimate short guy.
I am.
Like, people would probably be surprised that you wear long breeches.
I wear them every day.
Yeah, for work.
But
get
I
it.
don't want to.
I know you don't.
I
I
wanna
don't
wear
like wearing
shorts
long
at work.
breeches. And Janelle asked me one time, she goes, why don't you like wearing long pants? And I said, when you grew up.
22 degrees outside. Fire in the driveway. Me and him, lawn chair, shorts, wool socks, Crocs,
Yep.
and maybe like a 3/4 zip fleece and a sock hat.
Sock hat.
Yeah, all winter long, bud.
I told Janelle, I was
Come
like-
on out.
I said, as growing up as a kid,
You know
having
who
to
was?
wear
You know
husky
who was?
breeches and breeches that used to be hemmed that didn't look like everybody else's. That's long set with me for a long time. David, I'm a smoker.
I know it, brother. Me and my grandma had to hem a lot of shit when I was.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, don't worry about it. Grandma hem him up. Mama Mary, she'll hem him up for you. No big deal.
You know what? When you go to him, those, you know what happens, Smoke?
What's the motive
You end
behind
up-
this topic?
I'm just curious.
Was there something that struck at you? Did something
Yeah,
get
what
you?
happened? Smoke?
I
Tell
was at
us.
soccer the other day in gym shorts and realized that a few years ago I would have never been caught outside of my house in gym shorts. or
You're
whatever.
stupid.
Yeah, but it's soccer. There's a chance you could get in on the play
No, there's not.
if there's a father-son aspect of it.
I was thinking more of like, I thought maybe you were going to go the aspect of like,
You were at the BMV or the courthouse.
no,
or-
or you're at anywhere in public and you spot some pre-adolescent girl with her entire ass hanging out of the bottom of her shorts.
Yeah, it's
and
weird.
then like her little boobies are poking out of her t-shirt and everything, and like just carrying on as normal. And I have had that conversation before with another girl who was around my age or a little bit older. And I looked, and she was looking at me, and I was looking at her, and we were both looking at this younger gal that was obviously like you'd go to jail for statutory rape for looking at her in this fashion.
Well, I mean, that's not how it works, but I
But
get what
you
you're
know
saying.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like I would be a total freaking creep.
There it is.
Sorry, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you looked at this gal and you're thinking, if I, and for me, having two daughters that are young,
Yeah.
and it's easy for me to say now because my daughters are still young enough.
Hey, yeah. Wait till your eldest comes out of the room.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I asked this other girl that I was sitting with. I'm like, did you dress that way when you were in school? When we were that age? Did you dress like that? She said, my dad would have beat me to death if I walked outside wearing what that girl's got
and
on. And it's mind-blowing to me.
And I think some of it is nowadays you do a trade-off. You say, well, at least she's not out doing drugs, or, well, at least she's not out doing this, or at least she's not
I
pregnant.
just assume she's out smoking a joint with some of her buddies and walking around with her tits and ass hanging out.
I told Janelle
some freaking chomo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate it.
I told Janelle, and this is going to
Sorry,
be,
David.
and I know we got.
Kick your toes, honey. I'm getting a little ramped up here.
I told Janelle after the first time at kind of a school function handing out a scholarship that some of the dress attire made me uncomfortable, and Janelle goes, "Really?"
That's what I'm saying.
And I go, "Yeah." I said there was a girl that had gotten a scholarship to go up the 2 stairs to get on the stage, had to put her
I could see her underwear.
hands down to cover
Yes.
to make sure she could get up the stairs. And I said, "There's just no way.
Yeah.
Like there's no way."
Like my mom would roll over in her grave if she's seen this.
She goes, "Well, what are you going to do about our daughter?" And I said,
chain her to the wall in the basement and beat the damn hell out.
"It's going to be like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like she's going to sit.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, she's not going anywhere." But it's
You don't
a
have
tough
to worry
spot.
about this shit. You got boys.
3 boys.
Well, I don't know though. There's a deal.
Yeah, you're
There
assuming
again, like
gender
these
identity
shorts.
and everything else.
These shorts that I'm wearing right now, a pair of nice Columbia khakis.
You got some khakis on?
Some khakis. You know what I mean? And it's a nice 10-inch inseam on my shorts, right? Like it's a normal size above the knee short.
Yeah.
Never in 1,000 years when I was younger, like in high school, middle school, high school, did I ever dream about wearing a pair of shorts that was above my knee. Like never. Like I was always wearing those like mid-shin cargo shorts that were like, not even sagging. Like they were just that long.
How Justine ever married your ass?
Well, luckily she knew that I was a portly feller.
Yeah, that's not true. No. I will say I went through a little bit of a crisis. So I was looking for golf shorts. I was looking for the right golf shorts.
They make shorts now in a men's variety that have 7-inch inseams.
Yeah, but you can't get them in like big kid sizes.
That's wrong.
Big kid.
Where?
Nike, that have the built-in sliding shorts, or like they have the compression short built in.
I'll have to look.
They're like
But
a
I was looking
running
for golf
style
shorts.
short.
I was looking for golf shorts.
Oh boy,
And
girl pants.
so I was looking for these golf shorts. I had bought some different pairs that I had that when they came in, I was like, "Oh, they're below the knee. Like this is too baggy," because I'm in that like right in the knee range.
Oh yeah,
And I finally found a couple pair that I like, but it was
I don't like my shorts below my knees to where you go to squat down and they hang up on your kneecap.
and then you blow the straddle out of them.
yeah.
I'll tell you one thing though,
This is a banger of an episode.
it's time.
It is time.
Is it time because you're hungry, or is it time because you need a refill?
Well, I got to pee and I'm hungry.
And I need a refill.
It's right there.
I know.
Fellas,
Okay, talk
it's-
about it.
It's time for the pause of the cause. Pause for the cause.
Pause of the cause.
Pause of the cause.
Pause for the cause.
The pause for the cause this week is brought to you once again by us, the Wondering Dutchmen. The Wondering Dutchmen are sponsoring, hopefully, the first annual backyard barbecue competition to be held at the Holland Fest. This year, we are going to hand out cash prizes for first place in ribs, chicken, and pulled pork, and little teaser here, Casey.
Tell me about it.
Little teaser here, Smoke Dragon.
Oh, I like a teaser.
We're paying out $1,000 for the grand champion.
There's nobody that does that.
We're paying out, once again, $1,000 for the grand champion. That means whoever is the grand champion will receive how much, Smoke?
$1,000.
$1,000.
And that's all you need to know. Show up, register now. www.wonderingdutchmen.com. Click on the Eventbrite page. Get your team registered today. We'll be right back.
Hey, and we're back.
Hey, big time, boys.
Hey, I got a little smoker hair in my drink there.
The first annual Wondering Dutchman
Probably one of
Backyard
Mace's
Barbecue
peeves.
Competition is at the Holland Fest, hosted by the Wondering Dutchman. It's going to be on Friday and Saturday, September 15th and 16th. We're going to pay out cash prizes for first place in ribs, chicken, pork. We're going to pay out a People's Choice Champ for pulled pork and $1,000.
How much?
$1,000.
How much?
David, tell him.
A G.
$1,000 for the grand champion. You can go to www.wonderingdutchmen.com and please register today. It's going to be a banger.
Gonna be good.
Hell yeah.
All right, boys, let's jump right into hour 2. And Smoke Dragon,
Yeah.
tell us about hour 2. Who's sponsoring it?
Catering by Meyer.
Who?
Catering by Meyer.
What?
Who?
Catering by Meyer.
Okay.
Dang it.
What?
What happened?
I was just hoping if I said it 3 times in a row, they'd appear like a genie. Well, unfortunately for us in the lounge, it didn't happen. But for you, just pick up the phone and call Catering by Meyer.
How about damn?
They'll get you booked on the schedule, whether it's a small family gathering or a large wedding with 300 guests. Catering by Meyer can do it all. Well, bomber season's officially over. The fellas went on vacation for some R&R, and now they're back and ready to serve you better than ever. Call and schedule an appointment with them today. Before you do, call, check out their great website, and have a peek. Plenty of options. Get the planning going and the mouth watering.
Tell them the Dutchman sent you.
Tell them the Dutchman sent you.
Okay.
Big thank you to our friends at Catering by Meyer.
Yeah, huge thank you. All right.
We got
So 2 nights ago, this is Wednesday, -2, Monday.
Monday.
Kids come home from school.
Great job, Rain Man.
We get the homework routine started.
Oh, yeah.
How good your algebra skills?
Everybody's bitching because they don't want to do their homework. I need help. Well, it's 244 degrees outside. I'm getting ready to paint you a picture.
Paint me a mermaid.
I'm laying in my underwear
Yeah.
in front of a box fan.
Don't need that.
Hotter than shit.
I just ate one of those great glizzies. Stop.
Cooling off.
Ugh.
Trying to regain my consciousness.
It was a Philly cheesesteak brat, and it was
My
good.
consciousness.
I can feel it in the bottom of my throat right
You
now.
shut up.
Okay.
Wow, that was graphic. Right in the bottom of my throat.
Keep talking.
Will you get to the point, Rain Man?
Eleanor comes into the area of my basking, and she says, "I need help with my homework." And I said, "What the hell you got in your hand?" "I don't know." "What do you mean you don't know?" I said, "What is that?" "I don't know. It's something that was in Max's goodie bag from Owen's birthday party." She didn't even know what it was. You know what it was?
What?
A yo-yo.
Shout out Owen. That's a great birthday
Yeah.
gift bag.
A yo-yo.
So she didn't know what it, like, she just,
No clue. It was unstrung.
Okay.
And I said, "Let me show you how to
just
do it."
a yo at that point in time.
No, it was a yo-yo, but it was just unstrung. It wasn't wound up.
Oh, I thought you meant it was de-strung.
No. It was a big ball. This is a big wad of string. So I un-effed the knot, rewound it, gave her the old toss to where it would re-spool like it was supposed to spool. And she said, "I want to try." And I said, "Okay." And she takes it, and I get her hooked up on her finger, and she commences to throw the son of a bitch like a baseball. And it does not yo back.
No.
And then I said, okay, that's not going to work. Well, then she throws the son of a bitch like a baseball again, straight to the floor, and realizes that her 4 foot flat stature was
less than the string length.
Yeah. So then the yo-yo just plows right into the hardwood and shatters into 10 million pieces.
Have we talked about my yo-yo hobby back in the day?
Don't you even freaking steal it from me, bud, because I am a yo-yo master.
I actually was a yo-yo master.
Me too.
We had a club in middle school, and I had to do a certain amount of tricks to be titled yo-yo.
We've talked about it.
Okay.
And I could have been in your said yo-yo club.
Hey, nerds.
Shut your mouth.
What a couple
I think we ought to have
losers.
a yo-yo off at our year party.
I'm in. I need to get
Can
me
you
a
buy
new-
a yo-yo?
Yeah. What was your favorite kind?
I mean, I always had Duncan's.
Yeah. Which one?
You always got to go with the butterfly.
And
I don't know. What's the one's called that had the bearings in it?
X-Brain.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's what I had. I had a butterfly and a yo-yo X-Brain.
Who knew I was sitting at
and
the
then
table
just a
with two
regular
losers?
Duncan, like the old time, like just the
Yeah,
rounded side.
regular old wooden
Like
Duncan.
original, yeah.
You guys gonna get your pocket protectors out
Shut
next?
up. Shut up.
You wait. You know it was made as a weapon first.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. So you
I
better-
know
you
we've
better
talked
watch it.
about jarts.
Yeah.
I know we have talked about jarts.
Yeah, we're big fans of them.
But what other toys won't live the test of time? Example, yo-yos, slinkies, Tamagotchis,
Oh,
Furbies.
Now I've been thinking about this because I did see that one earlier. And the one that
Do you
comes
know what a Tamagotchi is?
Yeah, a little pocket, a little digital pocket pet. Like, bloop, 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 bloop. You gotta
Little
feed
pocket
the
what?
Pet.
Pocket pet.
Okay.
Yeah, those are short-lived.
That's an old one, by the way.
I am going to probably butcher what it was called. I don't know if this is the right trade name. Was it creepy crawlers? It was like an easy bake oven for boys, but you put the gel in there and then you cook it and then you make basically like little fishing baits, but they're like spiders. They're not fishing baits, but it's kind of the same consistency of a rubber bait. You know what I'm talking about? You never had this?
Never heard of it.
Oh, you take a little aluminum tray and you fill it full of this probably semi-toxic goo and you put it in kind of an easy bake oven and it takes that aluminum tray to heat enough to set the glue. I feel like those don't exist anymore probably.
Creepy
Crawlers.
crawlers.
Think about
Is
Lincoln
that
Logs.
K with a
Tinkin Toys.
C's.
creepy?
Tinkin Toys. Tinkin Toys isn't right.
Tinker Toys.
Tinker Toys. That's
You
what
can
it
still
is.
get Tinker Toys in Lincoln Logs. Oh my
Yeah,
kids
but-
have had 'em.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's like an easy bake oven, but they
Vintage 1993.
Dave was a senior in high school when that.
Creepy. Creepy crawler set. No way. Why did creepy crawlers get banned? Essentially, the boy-friendly version of a easy bake oven, the creepy crawlers toy in the 1960s allowed kids to make molds of spiders, frogs, and other insects. The problem with the toy was that the oven got extremely hot and the liquid plastic was quite toxic. Holy shit.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I had one of those. And it was awesome.
Attaboy, Dave.
That's why your hair is so curly.
Someday you'll be part of a James Sokoloff ad. Did you have a creepy crawler machine?
Mesothelioma.
Yeah. Not. Hey, T's
rickets.
and P's to those that have
Oh, yeah.
mesothelioma and
That's
real
a
issues.
terrible.
No
that.
joke.
Call
man.
James Sokolov.
Yeah, serious issue. Well, now they're on the Camp Lejeune Toxic Water. Yeah, you know, it's kind of a shame, but I think kids nowadays, if it's not,
Do you think your kids have
Digitized?
any idea what a slinky is?
no.
My kids do.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Dave, because you
they
raised
watched
your kids right.
Because they watched Toy Story.
No, because
We've got Slinkies, too.
Freaking.
Now, I don't know if we have any, like, original metal Slinkies. I think
Now
a lot
those
of
are
ours
harder
are
to
plastic.
find. They're always plastic and they're garbage.
So what other? Let's talk about this. What
Stretch
other?
Armstrong.
Yes. Banger.
Rubik's Cubes.
Those are
No,
still
that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
No way.
Still
You're
super
stupid.
popular.
There's like national.
I'm not stupid.
You are stupid when it comes.
No.
If you don't think Rubik's
You
cube,
stupid head.
you stupid dumb butt. If you don't think that Rubik's cubes.
You're full of shit.
There was a goddamn Netflix documentary on a kid that was
And there's Netflix documentaries on yo-yo masters. Like, I don't get what you're getting at. If that is what you're holding up
Rubik's
as your
Cube,
thing.
Walmart probably has a fairly sizable Rubik's Cube collection as compared to the yo-yo collection.
Rubik's Cube will outlive the yo-yo.
No.
I beg to differ.
I think they'll both stand the test of time.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Rubik's Cube's going to outlive it. The little freaking. Sorry,
three
that's
of them.
three.
Putting a lot of work in for this
Wow,
old
boys,
fat
I'm
bastard.
so sorry.
Hey, Dave, have fun editing
Last night
it.
we let the liquor talk. The
Some
damn
bitch shaved his head.
the guy freaking like they freaking
Sock and bop. No, not sock
not
and bop.
sock and bop. I'm talking
Sock
about the
and bop.
Rubik's Cube. The guy that got dang.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the two robots. Like
them are Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Oh, that's
Those were cool.
Hey, by the way, in the Santa Claus 2, when he brings those gifts to those teachers, could you imagine whoever went to source and find those classic games that somebody been holding on to forever and was like, oh, it's still in the box. It's going to be worth money.
So that's what I'm saying.
And some TV guy comes and says, or movie guy comes and says, I'll give you $10,000. No, I mean, obviously, probably
Do
not.
you
but
think that anybody now board games?
I was gonna say that's one that's gonna go to the wayside.
Do you think that board?
Really?
Yeah, dude. Nobody ain't got nobody got no damn time.
You
for
try to
that.
play it.
We try
Family
to play
time.
board games.
Family time.
But not
We had it.
You know
like when
when
our
we get
kids
'em-
were little, we still had a family game night.
We played dominoes. Zoe loves dominoes.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, like
dom-
where you take the dominoes and you line them up by number matching.
And she smokes Cubanos, and we sip
You're
coffee.
talking
and-
about the numbers. Like you line the numbers up,
Well, I mean,
or do you stand them up straight and then knock them
no.
down?
No, we play like actual
Domino
dominoes.
Rally. You remember that one?
No.
We play actual dominoes
Connect Four.
where you draw
Micro
7
machines.
out and then you.
Micro machines. Yeah. What about the finger skateboards?
Tech decks.
Well, those were replaced by the fidget spinners things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's all. It just depends on how you grow up or how you're raised.
Here's
on what
one.
you're gonna
Here's
do.
one. I bet
Do
you.
boys still have action figures like GI Joes and?
Yeah.
I don't know. GI Joes. I don't know if they would survive cancel
Oh
culture.
yeah, you can't be blasting people with them.
What about a GI?
Non-specific gender.
Yeah. He, it. Or
They.
she,
GI they.
them.
GI they.
GI them.
You know what? That's
Terrible.
perfectly.
That's the world we live in, bud.
It's part of.
What about I just had it, but now I don't have it.
What's the name?
Son of a buck.
I don't know. Just drop the F-bomb again.
French fried potatoes. Mm. What about puzzles?
Weston loves puzzles.
We're not big puzzle people.
Yeah.
What about
Scrabble.
we play Scrabble.
That's a good one. Monopoly.
After
Life.
Shoots and ladders.
Candyland.
just naming them off: Trivial Pursuit, Ticket to Ride,
Never heard of it.
Payday, Mad Money,
Candy bar.
Love a good payday.
Candyland.
They have chocolate paydays
Guess who?
now.
Huh?
Anyway, so it used to be a popular thing.
There's a
Remember all
moth.
the tape recorder toys? Like you had the Talk Boy. I never had
Yeah, I had
one.
one.
And then you had the little thing with the microphone and a little speaker on it.
We've got one at Papa Frank's, I think.
It's just with phones
What
now,
is
nobody-
it from Home Alone?
Etch a sketch?
No,
the
it was a
Talk
Talk
Boy.
Boy.
Oh,
Has
I'll
a
have to
little
bring it
like
in.
little
I think there used to be one there.
the little robot toys. You used to put the cards in them, and then the card would be like have holes in it.
What about remote control cars?
We still got lots of those. We get them every year, and they get
They
broke.
are. There is actually a huge market for wicked expensive RC cars.
I always wanted a gas powered one, and like now that I got the back deck, I
You can
think
start it up.
it'd be awesome.
I want an RC airplane.
I want an RC Cola.
I have an RC boat.
So when we were down
Yeah.
at our A bait course, don't want to say it wrong.
Had a boy.
On Sunday, there was a guy flying his plane over our range. It distracted some of the students, but not me because I was locked into the open road.
That's right.
But I don't know. I think that would be a big.
I can't believe we didn't
risk.
Did we not reset the timer? Because there's no way we've been 14:26.
Oh, we have.
Old toys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we have.
Pretty accurate.
Way to break down the fourth wall.
Well, I didn't want to cut this one short because I feel like there's a lot of them.
Oh, we could go on for.
Yeah, that people. Like
Twister.
Justine wanted me to talk about Furbies.
Yeah, that was that little thing, and like it had a little
The Chinese
beak on
spy.
it,
Do
and it
you
had
remember? So there again,
Chinese spies.
there again in lies another thing. Do you remember the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger called Jingle All the Way?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Where
It's a good one.
Mr. Turbo, was it Turbo Man?
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm a Mr. Turbo Man. I need a Turbo Man doll. Like that guy. Do you remember like the big stigma on like toys that were going to sell out if you
like
didn't?
Elmo.
Yes,
Laughing- yeah,
tickle
Tickle
me
Me
Elmo. Like all that shit. Xbox 5s or whatever the hell they were, or PlayStation
Cabbage
10s.
Patch Kids.
Cabbage Patch and all these like Furbies were that
Yeah.
when we were kids. And if you weren't getting a Furby for Christmas, you weren't shit.
We never got a Furby
I was
for Christmas.
just too old for those, I guess. When they came out, I remember.
Yeah, Dave, you were like 20 when they came out.
This is bullshit.
What about
You're only 4 years older than us, but it's so much
the
fun.
movie Gremlins? That was Furby.
They
Remember?
didn't have beaks.
Huh?
Furby had a beak.
Yeah.
Gremlins do not have beaks.
No?
No.
I
No,
don't know.
but damn.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Anyway, I was just thinking about that because somebody had brought like Eleanor's yo-yo story, and then Cesar and I were talking about toys that were old,
Like
When-
Jax.
like Jacks and Pogs and all that
G.I.
stuff,
Joes.
GI Janes and everything else. But I said,
No. Or the little green military men.
yeah, that you
Yeah,
used to blow up with bottle rockets and shit.
Yeah.
But then
Some
that
of them
got
had
that
parachutes.
that brought on the
Remember balsa wood airplanes?
the Tamagotchi. Yeah, I had the big ass styrofoam airplanes.
Oh, look at here. Oh,
Big
big
bass.
high on society.
I like the rubber band ones with little propeller.
Yeah. All right, Casey, what you got there tonight? Huh?
Great,
What here?
great second topic there, big fella. So I'm going to paint a picture. It's approximately 8 to 9 p.m. Even in the summer months, it's dark.
Bedtime.
The vehicle is at least a 2010 model or newer. And you're at an intersection with these people. And
What people?
the people in this vehicle.
Okay.
And you notice in this intersection that their headlights aren't on. And you would think at this day and age that with automatic headlights, this would be a non-issue. But when you stop to think about it, you more often than not run into people driving without their damn headlights on.
Jenna's vehicle doesn't have automatic headlights. It's 2014.
How?
It's just not on. That's just not.
Base model.
How? I mean, it's black. Like I don't understand it. Every vehicle that is in the Lindemann stable, and that's an 03, a 14 or 13, and a
25.
12, and then a 17.
Jesus Christ, how many cars you got?
3.
25?
3, jerk. Relax.
You said an 03.
An 03, 02.
Okay.
The truck's an 02.
A Polar Bear's an 02.
Yeah, maybe it's an 03.
Okay, 03.
Yeah, 03, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
gotcha.
Early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
The Ultima,
Uh-huh.
White
Is-
Fox,
is
is
a what?
a 2012 or 2013.
Okay.
And then Lady Tank
Uh-huh.
is a 2017
Right. Right. And
Three
they all
vehicles.
three have
automatic headlights.
automatic headlights.
Yes.
So I have two vehicles. Tanya,
Yeah.
Is
Which
it-
should have automatic headlights.
04, automatic.
Yeah.
And Howdy Honda is a 14 and automatic.
Truck has automatic. Tahoe has automatic. Van does not have automatic.
I just don't
And
understand
Jenna's
that.
2004 Escape before the van did not have automatic headlights.
You see people cruising.
I
and
bet her Jimmy didn't either. I bet she's never had a vehicle with automatic
Her
headlights.
Jimmy.
She
I
drove
think
a
her first
GMC Jimmy.
vehicle was a Jimmy. What? That was before my time. I believe.
GMC Jimmy.
I don't know. It might have had headlights. It's probably 98.
Son of a buck. Those
I don't know, but it just because I spend a lot of time on the road, and I think it was after
the thing that always gets me is whenever you are in a urban setting,
Yeah,
or you are somewhere where if you have a light sensor on your dash, and you're in a well lit area with
Was a yawn.
you having a seizure.
Trying to conceal a yawn until
Holy
you called me out on it.
shit, bud!
are you all right, big fella?
It's been a long day.
Wow. Well,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
so
we can't
am
all-
I.
it's
Good
fine.
grief.
We can't all go to Jelly Roll and then play golf
Yeah,
all day.
good God.
Some of us go to work.
Go to work, but whenever you come out of a rural or an urban setting and then you transfer into a rural area, and they don't have their headlights on, and then I'm like flashing the shit out of them,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and they don't do anything.
Now, when you guys were growing up, like learning to drive, was there that whole thing like, hey, if somebody's driving at night and don't have their lights on, don't flash them because it's a gang initiation thing and they'll turn around and kill you?
That's not. No, we never had to deal
Who
with.
told
that.
you that?
It was,
That's a Richmond
Is
thing.
that really what?
Does
is that
Richmond have some
seriously-
gangbangers?
there was
100% honest. Are you saying that for real?
I don't know if they're going to kill you, but there was like this whole thing that potentially there could be.
We always played the fadiddle game.
Yeah.
We called it per diddle, like PER diddle. Is that when there's one headlight and you smack the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've seen 3 in a row, then the girl that was with you had to show your tits.
Oh, we didn't have that. God, that'd have been a great one.
That's like
You
a
never
made-up
played that
rule.
fadiddle game?
No.
Well,
Maybe
you
that's
had
the
to beat
difference
her.
between the P and the F. You had a beater?
Yeah.
Well, Christ. I don't think that's.
You didn't have to. Good grief. Let me
Show
clear
me the
this up.
goods or I'm going to beat you.
Let me clear this up. You didn't physically assault the gal. You had to win the race that was tapping the roof.
Sir,
Well,
when
hell
did
no,
you
she
stop?
wouldn't do it on her own.
Got to beat
Sir,
him
when
out
did
of-
you stop beating your wife? I
Unreal.
never did.
Unreal. I said, like, when I say that, like, you had to win the race of the roof tap in order to qualify for 3 fadiddle wins for the breasticle flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So are there some gangs in Richmond?
Nice.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't been there in ages.
There
back
there
in the
were
day.
in Huntingburg.
Yeah, I mean,
Mostly
there
of
was,
the Latino type. Like
Yeah,
the,
but they didn't bother.
No. They
And-
didn't much care. They didn't bother the
And most of them headed back.
white folk. Yeah.
yeah, it's just it's just,
Because you forget Huntingburg had a drive-by.
It was nasty. It was not good.
And I don't know. I think they solved it, but the guy that is the one that
It's just
he's been down
come out in the wash.
cutting agave forever making tequila.
I don't like tequila.
I do.
Anyway.
Tequila heartburn,
make
but
for
I
clothes.
love
Come on.
I imagine punch bugs aren't a thing anymore.
No, I still hit Janelle over that.
slug bug.
Where you just smoke them right here in the delt.
Yeah.
Like, slug
What
bug!
do you call that when it's a knuckle?
Frog 'em.
Yeah, frog 'em.
You get him a frogger right there in the old cat or
I
in the
don't-
thigh.
I don't punch
Yeah.
Janelle. I was kidding.
That hurts
I know.
when you get him.
On tonight's episode
Have you ever
of How
done
to
that?
Beat Women.
Have you ever done this little trick?
Don't.
No, I'm not going to do it.
He's going to.
I don't
gonna
want
do it.
dead legged. I don't want.
Is that what you're talking about? Like when somebody
Winch him?
winch.
Yeah.
Where you take their leg like this and then you
smoke 'em right in the
smoke
IT
'em
band?
right there.
I never had
with
that.
your kneecap. Oh,
Nobody's ever done that to you?
You'll piss your pants.
Oh, my gosh. We used to do it when we were sitting in the gym
Or
waiting
in
to like, go
class,
to class or
like,
whatever.
yeah.
And so somebody'd be looking away and you just. Bam! And then that other guy'd be like, oh, shit!
Like piss your pants, dude.
Like Lieutenant Dan, take
Yes.
my legs.
Yeah.
The teacher would be like, well, David, it's time to leave. I can't. I ain't got no legs.
Sorry, Mrs. Stuff and Stuff. I can't walk.
And then everybody else is
What do you
laughing.
call it? A winchum?
Winch. When
Yeah,
you
like
winch
when you
somebody.
Oh.
Oh, it's in. Ugh.
Or when you get frogged real hard is the worst part. Whoop, watch the laptop there. But when you get you get that finger and you go right there in the old
Ulnar nerve.
bam, and then that all of a sudden that sumbitch will just welt up like a football.
Like a Popeye bicep.
Anyway, Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Headlights.
at dark.
Hey, PSA, just drive with your headlights on. Smoke, what do you got?
Oh boy.
Home automation.
Out.
Oof.
And I knew you were going to say that. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring it up. Because you got a cell phone. You can't find a clapper anymore.
Shop off.
Alexa. Oh, don't say it because it'll go off.
No, since I changed the Wi-Fi, I don't have
The smart
set.
plugs.
Yeah, they need to be reset.
Okay.
Here's the only thing. Here's the
Because
only
it
thing
used
I
to,
don't
you
like.
could say, Alexa,
Turn on the shop.
shut down the shop.
Yep. And
And then it goes.
And
the
all-
only thing I don't like is green energy. Just ask the Shirleys.
yeah, I just like I get. It's a kind of a mixed bag when you talk to people, and it's like, oh, she's just listening, but your phone, like, I feel like that's no longer valid because
Justine was
everybody
telling-
has a smartphone. and
Justine
it's
was
always
telling
listening.
Max the other night that she had stumbled across a TikTok about individuals that are probably Wyatt's age that are showing stretch marks in the small of their back. And it's never really a predominantly common area for stretch marks to show up.
We're at in the small of the back.
Like, right? I mean,
like in the smallest part.
yeah, like right there in the small of your back, like right above your ass crack. Like,
Oh, okay.
like right there in your lower back. They're getting stretch marks back there.
From being hunched over.
Yeah, doing, you know why?
What?
Playing video games.
Oh, we did.
Like like you're growing in a poorly postured position for an elongated
Gosh,
amount
this
of
is-
time.
This is going to be. I've
And-
got a topic waiting if this. Would
because
be
she said something to Max about, because Max is really trying to ride that old Fortnite bus, and we were like, "Hey, bud, time to shut her down. Like you're rotting your brain. Not only are you a Masoner, like there's things that you don't like. The cards are already stacked against you.
Yeah.
like it's time to come up for air, bud.
Yeah.
You know." And like Justine was like, yeah, you know, I watched this video where these stretch marks, and I
Max don't know what freaking stretch
go
marks
to
are.
bed. I was in bed, getting ready to go to bed or something or whatever, taking a dump, whatever it was. And I'm scrolling through my TikTok, and I'll be damned if that TikTok
Yeah.
about the old.
and that's what I'm saying.
They're all like your phone. It's Big Brother's always out.
And a daggone Homeland Security. I imagine all that's being monitored, and everything you do is probably
after
stuck in a vault
9/11, man,
somewhere.
like
yeah.
that shit's went through the roof. Yeah,
But with that being said, I'm all in. Alexa can be listening. That's fine. I don't
yeah.
give a shit.
Justine's parents has an Alexa, and I think it's
We've
cool.
got
Oh God,
6 of them in the house,
what?
not counting Fire TVs that have
Like the
Alexa.
bot,
Like the
little things.
So we have for our TV.
Like when you walk in, you say Alexa,
yeah, like
play
she'll-
Marvin Gaye music and set the mood.
Well, I don't have any lights hooked up.
So I have a buddy that does have that.
How about like have you seen the one where Alexa intruder alert and all the lights turn red and then Vietnam chopper music comes on?
Get out of here,
Oh my god, we'll watch it when we're
Casey. What are you doing? You got a squirrel over there?
squirrel.
A tree, a rat with trees, and
But I'm all for it, and I
like you got to put in smart plugs. You got to wire
Or
up
now there's-
smart bulbs.
well now the bulbs are just smart. Like you can buy them to where it's just a standard, and it's got it built into the plug action.
Yeah, and then like
Or the
the
base-
light bulbs are listening.
Yeah, and it's fine. It does it to me.
And
that's
I've heard
fine.
about the smart thermostats.
I like
Alexa.
one of those.
It's hot in here. Turn it down to 64, like shit like that.
Or I mean,
What was the
or it could be we're driving home.
Honey,
from
I Shrunk
that,
the Kids?
Shithole, and we're running sooner than we thought. Because I'll turn the heat
Oh yeah.
opposite of what I need since I'm going to be gone at an undisclosed time. Somebody's going to be here, but they don't need the temperature. I'm digging a hole.
No way, dude. There was
anyway.
a movie. There was a movie that was released in 1999, June 26th, of 1999, director LeVar Burton,
Smoke senior year.
called, distributed by the Disney Channel and ABC, starring Katie Volding, Ryan Merriman, Katie Seagal, Kevin Kleiner,
Katie Seagal.
Jessica Steen, and a whole bunch of other guys, called Smart House.
Okay.
And it was literally about a smart house that
I
was
think
kind of
it's
like real futuristic and
We're
you know
here.
like all this shit, and that like we're literally here.
So one of the things I've been wanting to do with my 3D printer, and I've been wanting to try to get into some programming stuff, but I want to build a autonomous home assistant that can carry a little cooler
Yep.
and know where it's at, and I can be like, Alexa. So its name is Ahab, autonomous home assisting bot. But Alexa, tell Ahab to bring me a beer.
Get out of here.
That's one of my goals there. Like Rosie on Jetsons.
I was literally
I saw this one.
trying to find out her name.
Rosie.
You sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
The maid
It is Rosie.
on Jetsons.
Yep. Dead silence here. For all
Wowzers.
listeners.
I'm Googling. It is Rosie. You're 100%
Yeah, he
right.
said he was there.
That's
Well,
wild.
Janelle had a power move because the kids weren't eating dinner, and we have a Fire TV.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, Alexa, shut off.
Yep.
Shut off everything. And the kids were like, Mom, that magic. She's like, eat your dinner.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Alexa to shut off the living room, turn on the living room.
Alexa, play Bitches Ain't Shit.
But
That's the best part. Or if you ask Alexa, like, hey, what's the song?
because she won't play it or what?
No, they will. Or like you ask her kind of incriminating questions.
Or like, Alexa, tell me a joke.
Yeah.
Or Alexa, let's play song quiz. There's all sorts of stuff.
I'll smoke your ass in that game.
I don't think so, Tim.
Are you kidding me?
I kid you not.
You better pack
Is this my
your-
topic?
Yeah.
What was your
we're there.
topic even?
Home automation. Like
Yeah.
I was kind of figured to be like, I'm out on it.
Is this
Big
my
Brother's
topic?
listening. We got so far off base.
I really am not that out of it, but because
I guess
I've
I
been
just
painted
assumed.
into this picture of being a non-progressive.
We don't have
Oh, I don't think
knuckle
it's not.
dragger.
we don't have any of that shit at our house. Well, just because we don't. Like we
Yeah, that's-
we're not a big Amazon family. Like we're not a big like we're not a
that's
big
how it started.
we're not like a big Alexa squad.
Right.
Like most of our shit is Apple, and then like we use Roku,
Yeah.
like a Roku stick instead of a Fire Stick, so we don't have like the microphone button that says "gathering that from YouTube." Like we don't
We
don't have
love Jeff Bezos.
we don't have any of that shit.
Hey, by the way-
but yeah,
YouTube TV. Well, we talk about this off air. It's not important.
yeah,
Not important.
that's
Go ahead.
cool.
That was it. I was just kind of one of those things. I got this Ahab
At this
project's been
point-
on my radar for a while.
At this point in our lives,
Will you let David Allen Smoker finish?
no,
Yes.
no, I don't want to.
Please.
It was just a.
Too bad Alexa can't control the board. Alexa, Masner's mic off. Oh, shit.
Do it. Anyway, I was just saying got back on this Ahab project and was thinking about it. I'm like, man, that's giving an awful lot of information to the interwebs.
No, but damn.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just said at this point of our lives, I don't think there's anything we can do about Big Brother listening.
Yeah.
If you're
No,
going to have a
ship
smartphone, if you're going to have a TV, you're going to have the internet in general. Like there's,
There's spy drones up there that you'll never see.
If you really wanted to do it
And
right,
they can like get down in the details.
if you really want to do it right, you're back to sending pigeons and carriers and false drops.
you
back
know
in the
what
old
though,
day.
that's a good way to get the bird flu.
And we don't want that. But you know what we do want? We want some choice
More
cut
whiskey.
questions of the week for the fellas. So we are here, and it is time. And let me officially welcome you to the Merkley and Sons Choice Cut Questions of the Week for the fellas, brought to you by our friends at Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for those of us that are meat enthusiasts. By now, we are all familiar with the glizzy machine. Smoke, unfortunately, had to up his cholesterol medicine. Big Mace has been tampering with the scale, and I've been trying to figure out how to keep the old blood pressure at a respectable level. But we have a glizzy machine, and why not use the hell out of it? What has been going on the glizzy machine is Merkley & Sons variety of dogs and brats. We've had the all-beef dogs, the jumbo skinless dogs, and normal dogs. The brats, well, there's been about 4 or 5 varieties there. We had them tonight, Philly steak brats. I think they are the favorite in the clubhouse right now.
Yep.
Stop in today, get a pack. It's an easy dinner for the night, Smoke Daddy,
Oh, yeah.
and guaranteed to be fan favorites. So here we are in the Merkley & Sons Choice Cut Questions of the Week for the fellas. And trying to pull them up.
Here we go.
Pulling them up.
Here we go. All right. So our friend and local United States Postal Service worker, big fan of the show, Miss Jill Killian, sent some rapid fire questions.
Where's Jill?
No, stop it. Jill doesn't deserve that.
No, she does it to me every day.
Oh.
I love you, Jill.
It's a weird way
It's
to
an
say
inside.
I love
It's
you.
an inside.
Oh, inside joke.
Yeah.
Okay. Jill's a big fan of the show. We appreciate it. Starting with you, Mr. Zachary Masner. If you could trade places with anyone for a day, who would it be?
You. So I could just roast your ass and let everybody know what little work you do. No, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a tough spot.
I think you would realize.
I would never.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
be totally lost.
Yep,
It'd
there
be
you
like
go. I'm glad you said it like all big and tough.
be
But
like
then when
a,
you start to think about it.
What would I say? I'd be like a nervous as a. Well, I don't know what I can say. If I
not
could
to say anything.
best not to say anything, there, feller. If I could be anybody, Johnny Depp.
Why Johnny Depp?
I don't know, because he's a very interesting guy, and I think it would be wild just to step a day in his shoes. I really don't know. I just pulled Johnny Depp out because I was watching that Amber Heard
Documentary.
poop documentary the other day, and I don't know. Like I don't really know. I don't know if I could spend the day in anybody's shoes. I don't know.
Smoke Daddy.
Man, that's tough. I've never thought about, I don't think, wanting to be somebody else. I guess if I want to be somebody else for a day, for 24 hours, I would probably want to be... Who's the guy that owns that basketball team in Texas? Mark Cuban?
Yeah.
I feel like he's probably got money and a pretty good gig. Like, I feel like he's probably has a good day every day.
Yeah.
I would want to be the president. Not that I want to be Joe Biden, because I don't.
Old Blinky.
I'm talking about the office of the President of the United States of America, because I would spend my 24 hours figuring out all the deep, dark secrets that you can get at that position.
I feel like it's probably less than what you would think.
Like before or after you watch National Treasure?
I think that the president
good
is
point.
not the most powerful person in the...
No,
World.
I would agree that
Who's
I
the
think-
puppeteer?
Yeah, I think that's what they want everybody to think.
The puppeteer is
George
whoever-
Soros.
Oh God! Don't say that. Ooh. Boogie boogie.
I think there's multiple fingers pulling those strings.
All right, question 2.
Here we go.
The best gift you've ever received.
I don't know, man. Do you go to cliche and just say your kids, your wife, your family? Like, is that?
Oh, I was completely thinking about a material thing that was
Yeah,
not
nobody
kids.
wrapped your kid up and gave him to you.
Well, you never know in the Masner household.
I don't know, man. The best gift I was ever given. Shit, I don't know. Gosh, I don't know. Is that wild? Is that bad that you can't remember like materialistic gifts? I don't know.
No, one part of it tells me. Go on. So you got nothing.
I can't.
Smoke Daddy.
My kids.
Just a couple years ago, I had mentioned to my wife how bad I wanted this particular pistol.
Mm-hmm.
The daggone Taurus
Judge.
Raging Hunter.
Oh yeah.
44 mag with an
Did you have a
barrel.
Raging Hunter?
Oh God.
And she's like, that's dumb. You got enough guns. Yeah, you're right. And little did I know, she went out and had somebody
Oh, sneaky Miss
find
Smoker.
one and bought it like at that time and kept it a secret for like 6 months.
Huh.
And then gave it to me before I went to Colorado.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, she bought me a gun.
I'm gonna throw this out there.
Straw purchase. You're going to prison.
No, it's okay. He's a proper person as defined by federal statute. I would have to say my smoker and my Blackstone because I enjoy the hell out of cooking. And both of those gifts were sourced by my wife and my father.
You know what? My Blackstone too. Justine's grandma bought that for me.
Yeah.
Granny Dina.
I love cooking on that
you,
Blackstone.
Granny.
I love cooking on the Blackstone. I love smoking on my pellet grill that I have. So I enjoy it. But those are probably the two most recent gifts that I thoroughly enjoy.
Smoked meats.
Biggest fear. I think we've talked about this before, but
The dark.
What did I say before?
Failure. No, that was
me.
Heights, I feel like. I don't know if that's what I said before, but I do not like. I just watched a TikTok of the guy climbing the tower to change a light bulb.
Yeah.
I
No
get
way.
Queasy just thinking, like
No
watching
way.
someone.
How about the guy that was he climbed tall buildings without any safety precautions and did it for the glitz and the glam, and then
idiot.
he fell off.
Yeah.
Play
Way
stupid.
to go, dipshit.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I would say that failure is still a big fear of mine. That and the unknown. Don't like surprises. Best accomplishment. Getting through high school. Go ahead, pal.
This prick. Achieving, like, personal accomplishment.
Yeah, best accomplishment.
Achieving my Eagle Scout rank.
Smoker.
I mean, my career, I guess. Like, I feel like I've had
Stop it.
a better than predicted career. You know, like.
Yeah, you were 2 packs a day booze hound. Yeah, you've turned out well.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing great, bud.
That's it.
I would say getting through law school and then becoming a licensed attorney.
Nice.
Those are
Passing
the-
the bar.
Yeah. The day when you do that, because there's a lot of work that goes into getting there, and then there's even more work after you graduate to getting to that point.
Is that what they consider like a barred? Are you a barred attorney?
Yeah, once you pass. Yeah. Who's your hero, Big Mace?
Tough spot.
Thank you, bud. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Smoke, down to you. No, I'm just kidding. Mace, who's your hero?
I don't know, man.
You don't have anybody that you look up to in your life, whether close or personal to you or outside of that bubble, where you're like, hey, that guy's my hero.
You sit there and think too. I don't know. Like I don't know, man. I can't. I'm not prepared to make that kind of a judgment.
Smoke,
Well, just for the
content of the show.
content of the show,
Thanks for being a team
Mace.
player. Mace
I'd
doesn't realize we're in
probably-
the entertainment section.
I'd probably, and this doesn't sound like a real suck-ass thing to say, but probably the misses. I can't imagine, like I see all of them, so I got 3 sons, and they're all very different, and they've got plenty of input from, their mom's side of the family, but I see my weaknesses not all in one kid, but I see my weaknesses spread across the 3 kids, or what I would consider my weaknesses, or like flaws, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that must be tough to put up with me. And then me again, spread out over here. And she's just real good mom, does the whole, like, I'm like, at the end of the day, the hell with these kids. I mean, as far as like, I'm not going to take them to Holiday World after work, but Jen will load them all up and take them
Yeah.
someplace like, fun because they're kids and they need to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll mow the grass. So, yeah.
She's top notch. I gotta say, obviously Janelle's a hero, but my dad, because I think after what happened 4 years ago, and everything with that, how he's handled it, how he's done with, I've learned more from him via example than words spoken. So if you're going to lay a hero out there, I'd say it'd be him. Because I tell you what,
I'll recant my statement.
Yeah, go ahead, big guy.
Probably my grandfather, Marvin. World War II vet. Just all-American badass.
Hell yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, there you go.
For the love of the content.
Yeah.
If you, and that's not
That's
to
what we're
say,
here for.
yeah, and that's not to say take away from anybody else.
Right.
If you could sit and talk with anyone for an hour, who would it be? It's a really good question. If you could sit and talk with anybody for an hour, who would it be? And I guess I assume that could be alive, it could be dead, it could be anybody.
These questions are too deep.
Jill's got a lot of time.
Why
as a
could
postal
we not
worker.
just go back to how do you like your steak cooked and what's your favorite brand of ketchup?
Because people want to get past that tough outer exterior, big fella.
So I just watched the movie The Pope's Exorcist
Yeah.
with Russell Crowe. I don't know, dude. Having a conversation with Father Gabriel Amorth like that would be. I mean, this is just because I'm thinking about it right now. Like, I don't. My opinion could be completely skewed. You know what I mean? But like, a conversation about that shit would be scary as hell. But I think it'd be interesting as hell too. So
Yeah.
I'll do that for now.
Smoke Daddy.
For now.
Maybe old Elon Musk. If I could, like, if I knew that I could sit down and just get down to business and really just like
Get to the brass tacks.
nerd out on stuff, and him be like fully prepared to waste an hour of his time to just humor me and get into the weeds on it all.
Yeah.
I think that'd be it.
I think if I had an hour, talk with anybody through history or anybody in general, I think I would go more to the more deeper to biblical times. And I'd probably want to talk to a character like Pontius Pilate. Like, hey, why? Like, hey, what was it? What's your side of this situation?
That's awful sketchy water.
I think it'd be great
What
to.
if you pick the one person that their story just doesn't line up? That makes you question everything you ever knew.
I think that's what would make it interesting.
Wild.
That's why I didn't go backwards.
Oh, you want to stay forwards?
Yeah.
If I had to say somebody right now, honest to God, it would probably be like, and this is non-political, but Donald Trump, because everything going on wild with that right now. Buddy, what are you thinking about right now? That'd be the first question.
Going to jail.
Yeah. See what happens. If you had one wish, what would it be? What would be one wish? This podcast take off.
No
Where
shit.
you didn't have
I
to
could
work.
Quit my job and make 6 figures.
We'd hang out in the lounge 5 days a week creating content.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine that lifestyle?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jesus. Now, when you get a wish from a genie, you're only allowed to wish, like, you can't wish about love. You can't wish about bringing people back from the
And
dead,
I don't think you can kill people.
and you can't kill people. Yeah, like you can't.
That's fair parameters.
Right, like that's how I want. If I had one wish right now, I would wish that I could lose 125, 150 pounds.
Do you want to go more than that?
No.
Okay.
Money. Because with money, I can make that happen and podcast all day because then it doesn't need to be profitable if I've got all the money. I'll just pay you guys a salary to play podcasts.
I don't know, man.
entertain-
Come over and play
I think
podcasts.
that
Entertain me.
I think earning the profit though is kind of like the cool part too.
The chase.
The chase, yeah.
Yeah, but
The hustle.
I think it'd be cool to meet people through the podcast.
We have.
Well, I mean, like old
Jelly
Joe Rogan.
Oh, hey, Joe. Come on to the Wondering Dutchman.
Or like Joe and Bert Kreischer and all them guys just hang out like once a year, like just be part of that crew.
Be
Like
there.
just show up and talk
The laugh
shit
guy?
for 4 hours.
Yeah,
Like, all right, guys, we'll do this again next year.
that'd be cool.
It'd be wild.
Be cool. As
I think if I had wealth, or if I had one wish, I think it would be like old money wealth,
yeah.
where it's like, this is just how we've grown up, but you're able to experience and do. Because, like, one of the biggest things that tugs at my heartstrings is having to go to work every day and my kids go to daycare, or not that I wouldn't put them in school, but you know what I mean? Like, as they're growing up every day, dropping them off at daycare, something they don't necessarily enjoy. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But to just be like, hey, we're going to spend a month in Florida because it's the right time of the year. This is what we're going to do. So I'd say probably wealth would be mine. So, all right, Jill, we appreciate the questions.
God, real head scratcher.
Some heavy, deep thoughts there. We appreciate it. And those are the Merkley and Sons Choice Cut questions of the week for the fellas. Sponsored by our friends Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision, and this will make you happy, Smoke, because that means we're almost real close to soup season. But this is going to be our last songs picked for the playlist in 2023.
I'm good.
We are into the fall season. Smoke is ready to talk about his favorite soup recipe. And
We're
we're
going to
just
talk shit about this.
Hey, just wait. Before you know it, we'll be into latch hook games and
Needlepoint.
needlepoint and everything else.
Smoke. I don't know what you
Making
have.
Afghans.
Oh, I
Just
love
scrambled
soup,
about.
and I think it's like a good topic here or there, but I don't think it's a... Who the hell has that much soup?
I do.
All right, I'll let you bring soup every week.
Well, I mean, we each bring a
Yeah, we're not going to bring it.
There's
we're just
one
gonna
recipe
bring
a
it.
week.
Like we're going to one recipe a week.
So for the September 8th show, hey, Big Mace,
Yeah.
you got to bring in a soup recipe.
I'm ready to go right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got
It's
like...
not that difficult.
I'm not saying it's difficult. Like, oh, hey, let's just take all this shit from cans and dump it in here and
Oh my gosh.
chop up some burgers, some sausages, and
Oh my.
donkey dick stew, you know, like potatoes,
dicks.
green
I wish you
beans.
just participate one time, Smoke, without having to make it an issue. All right, it's the Let the Dutchman Be Your DJ all summer long. We have picked 2 to 3 songs to add onto the list on Spotify. The list has grown to be quite voluminous. Voluminous?
Whatever.
Yeah. There's a lot on there.
You could listen to it for a long time.
Big Mace, what are your
10
three?
hours.
10 hours? All right. First off, I'm going with a catchy tune by a feller by the name of That Mexican OT, featuring Paul Wall and Droidi, called Johnny Dang. Second song I'm going to is Biddy Body Bidoo by the band named Bubbles. You might have heard that in the Super Trooper song, the German techno type.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got you.
Giddy body booty baba. That one there. And then after that, I'm going with another catchy little Hispanic tune by Daddy Yankee called Gasolina.
Oh, gasoline.
De la gasolina.
Smoke Daddy.
First one, Mr. John Moreland
That's a
singing
good one.
You Don't Care For Me Enough to Cry.
That's a good jam.
Second will be Chris Knight singing North Dakota. And then last, we'll tie it up with Brent Cobb singing Keep 'Em On Their Toes.
My first one, All Roads Lead Home by Zach Bryan. The next one, a little Alison Krauss, Let's Go Down to the River to Pray.
Oh.
Good jam there with Alison Krauss and Union Station. Big fan. And I may take some flack for this, or I may not, but I'm going to go with Watermelon Moonshine by Miss Lainey Wilson.
Ooh.
Hear that phone, Lainey Wilson. Lainey.
Dump truck.
Lainey Wilson.
So there we go. Fellas, it's unfortunate that we're here,
Here we are.
but just be glad that it happened. And just know that we'll be back for episode 45 in season 1 next week. The Last Pass brought to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Mace, you've got a player side by side,
Yep.
and I'm jealous of it. Smoke probably is too.
Mm-hmm.
You've got an awesome 6-seater that you move up and down on our county road. But have you checked out Hopf Outdoor Power's Facebook page lately?
Yep.
If not, let me tell you that they have shared some of the best news possible. The new Polaris Ranger Extreme Duty has dropped, and it looks amazing. It is like a side-by-side on steroids. Smoke, can you imagine that?
Unbelievable.
Side-by-side on steroids. I can only hope that our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power land one on the showroom floor and allow us to come over and take a look at it. If you're not interested in the Ranger Extreme Duty, that's okay. It's okay, Smoke. Because Hopf Outdoor Power has more on the showroom floor with 2-passenger and 6-passenger options. And if you don't want the workhorse, get you that sporty side-by-side that you've always been looking for. Go see the fellas today, pick you out a side-by-side, and kind of like me, the neighbors in the neighborhood will be envious.
Hell yeah.
All right, big fella. Last pass here for episode 144. Give it to us.
I'll take it this week and tell everybody about the Holland Legion Post 343 Legion Rider Toys for Tots Poker Run. It's going to be on September 24th, 2023. Registration from 9 to 10:45. Kickstands up at 11. $15 per person. Must be 21 for a poker hand. Must be present to win. It starts up there at the Eagles in Huntingburg, Indiana, with biscuits and gravy. Sandwiches are going to be available, and it's going to end at the Holland Legion at 508 West Main Street in Holland. Free T-shirt to the first 250 riders. They got a rain delay scheduled. If you got any more questions, you can give Byron Schneider a call at 812-639-9498. And it's a good deal. Toys for Tots is a huge thing. There's a lot of misfortune in this neighborhood with kids. Well, not specifically this neighborhood, but like this area with kids. So if you have the opportunity to get out and donate, you guys check these guys out. And another thing, stay cool, stay hydrated. It's disgustingly hot. Hopefully when you hear this show, the heat wave will be over, and you should go to go to www.wonderingdutchmen.com and enter the barbecue comp. That's all I got.
I don't have any great revelations this week. Feeling real fortunate getting to do the, a Tuesday night concert thing with the missus. Thanks to Meemaw for coming and hanging out with the kids all night on a Tuesday. I suppose just try not to take things like that for granted. Not always going to have the opportunity or the health necessary to be able to go do those things. Live while you can.
YOLO, dog.
That's right.
YOLO.
That's right.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it.
For those of you that are parents, go home. Next time you see your kids, give them a big hug. Thank God for them. I'm just going to leave it at that. But some people that are in the circle of know a very tragic situation, and I couldn't imagine. And when I look at our 3-year-old, I imagine, because they're about the same age. Actually, I think our 3-year-old's about a week older, or close to that. And I just couldn't imagine. Makes me sick to my stomach. But we'll just leave it at that. Hug your kids. Even when they're the biggest pains in the butt, life without them is just unreal.
Couldn't believe.
Couldn't think about it. Makes me sick. So my thoughts and prayers obviously extended to the family. And I know that doesn't do a whole lot, but there's nothing, that's going to help that. So with that, changing gears, good golf weekend away. I've come back from it. It was a blast. I'm just going to assume played great, looked great, had a lot of fun. But my buddy, Mr. Gene Mattingly, he doesn't know I'm doing this. But the Love for Lexi and Laura 5K coming up on Saturday, September 23rd.
Yeah.
Registration at 8, race starts at 9. It's a nice little 5K. Proceeds benefit the Lexi Mattingly Scholarship Fund and the Laura Whitsett State Fair Scholarship Fund. $20 before September 9th, $25 after. Shirts provided. Good organization, good cause, good run. We're probably going to call our athlete, Chase Bland, to run in it for us on our behalf.
Yep.
Because that's how we do things. We don't run in them. But I tell you what, I would say that if there was a sizable donation made, we'd have to discuss, but we would participate in this 5K. If we could raise $500+ plus, $1,000. Okay, Mace's shaking his head with $1,000.
Yeah.
If we could raise $1,000, if somebody out there says, I will give $1,000 for the Wondering Dutchmen to participate in the Love for Lexi and Laura 5K, we will be there. $1,000.
Now, we're not going to be winning any awards.
No, zero interest. We're going to finish last, walking with a trailer of cold beverages and enjoy the trip.
Hell yeah.
But if somebody out there, that's my challenge. I challenge somebody. If they will pony up $1,000 to donate
I'll walk at somebody
to the Love for Lexi and Laura 5K, we will do it.
Yeah.
We will absolutely do it. So I say that with that. But other than that, I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Always.
We had a good one tonight. A few cocktails, loosened it up. We're 44 episodes in.
Deep.
It's crazy to think about it. Probably ought to start planning that 1 year bash. Good news is we got a meeting coming up on Monday. But I tell you what, nobody else I'd rather be doing this with you guys. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
Love you too, man.
And with that, love you fans, our wanderers. We don't have fans, we have wanderers. But with that, we say
Dutchman
out.